On a hot and muggy 75-degree night here in Orleans, the Firebirds return to Eldridge Park for some Saturday night baseball under the lights. The Eastern Division is a tight race right now, and we are ready for this home-and-home series between a fellow East rival, the visiting YD Red Sox, and your Orleans Firebirds, right here on the Birds Broadcast Network. And hi again, everybody. Gareth Quagg alongside my partner, Carlo Jimenez, and our sideline reporter, Noah Searson. So glad you can join us here on this Saturday night. Well, Orleans breaking a 4-game winless streak yesterday with a huge win at Wareham. Certainly wasn't the cleanest game by any means, but with some timely hitting from some new guys coming into the lineup, Orleans was able to pull off a big-time road win in a critical stretch of the season. Now they host the YD Red Sox, who in 3 games this season, Orleans has yet to win against the Red Sox so far. 2 losses and a tie. Can Orleans take down the Red Sox this weekend in what is a critical home-and-home series and be able to climb up the standings? Right now, this game is for who will get third place right now in the East, with both teams trying to secure a top 2 spot in the Eastern Division in order to qualify for the playoffs. But for now, let's now send it over to our sideline reporter, Noah Searson, who has more and has our early bird pregame show. Noah?
Yeah, appreciate it, Garrett. So we got another edition of the early bird pregame show. My name's Noah Searson. Got Cole Bradley back in the hot seat. Couldn't be more excited for another episode of the pregame show. Actually, some decent weather, no fog out at Eldridge. That's how you know it's going to be a fun one. But before we get into tonight's game, Cole, we had a big win, like Gareth said, last night against Wareham, 5-4. Like Gareth also said, not pretty, a lot of timely hitting, but one thing that did look great was the pitching. Hayden Thomas, an absolute gem, 5 scoreless innings to start. And then the man who I'm trying to get the nickname to stick, maybe you can help me out, call it ASU, Nick Wallerstadt, the Grim Reaper, had another spectacular outing. When we're talking about only in that game, but over the course of the last week or so, he has transformed into an absolute beast for this team, Cole.
100%. His first outing was on opening night. That inning he threw 37 pitches. He gave up a run, and he was all over the place. I don't know how many walks or hit by pitches he had, but it was a lot. Since then, Wally has not given up a run, and he's been lights out. His fastball has slowly been able to climb up. I've talked to some of our analytics interns. They've told me that he's sort of dialed back on the velo to help with control a little more. Now he's ramping it back up because he's throwing those strikes. He's got that confidence back, and he looks really, really good, Noah.
Yeah, you mentioned that confidence, and I talked to Coach Troop today, and he said he had talked to the Wareham coach after the game and said guys were coming in the dugout. They thought they saw the pitch, and then it just came up on him, almost sped up in a weird way, kind of how his arm slot works. He's been dealing, and on a team where the roster's had a lot of turnover, he's kind of become the guy who is essentially the closer at this point, which is massive for this team, especially if you want to roll into this weekend against YD, pick up a couple wins, and put yourself in a better position for the playoff race. But when we're talking about this game against YD, it's a team that the Firebirds have struggled with all season long, and it's been in heartbreaking games. The first time that the Firebirds played YD, walk-off. Second time, close game as well. So, Cole, looking at this team, seems like Firebirds have a little bit of bad luck, but when you got Max Rajic on the mound, and we know how this offense can play, wind not blowing in today, so you probably will see a couple of balls leave the yard. They should have a decent shot to do it.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think for YD it's come down to their pitching. The pitching has been shut down since they've been taking on the Firebirds. And I think on the other side of that, YD's just sort of been chippy at the plate. They've sort of grinded out their runs. The last time Rajic pitched was against YD. They had a 3-run inning in the third. A single ball didn't get out of the infield. So that sort of embodies the YD Red Sox. And I think as long as Orleans can sort of match them at that game, get an early lead, get out to an early jump, I think that'll definitely help them in this one. And I think Rajic putting together a good start will also matter big time as well.
Rajic definitely going to be a key. And usually we throw keys here, but Cole and I are going to mix it up. We're going to do the Firebird draft, done it a couple times already, and we're throwing some big stakes on the line. An ice-cold ice cream from the loser to the winner, ice cream on the line. Going to be a fun one. Cole is letting me select first because I have lost twice now, I believe, in my own game. Very disappointing. So I get to draft first. And although the Firebirds literally haven't hit a home run since Tuesday, which is kind of crazy to think, I think balls are going to be leaving the yard today, and that all starts with Chase DeLauder, tied for the league lead in home runs. So I think if he can get one out, I'm setting my team up for some success.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a really good pick. My first pick is going to be Trey Harmon, and even though the guy hasn't really played that many games, he's leading the team in average, and he's smoking the ball. It seems like every time he makes contact, it's been really hard hit, and it's been finding a hole. So he's my first pick. My second pick is going to be Peyton Chatinier. I think at the top of this order, he's been very pivotal, getting on base, grinding out long at-bats, and being a force, setting the tone early in games. So those are my first two picks.
Yeah, I think you're going to have to tell Harmon to slide if you want to secure a couple extra points. But two great picks right there. I'm going with a guy that's maybe a little bit under the radar, Luke Keeschel. He came into the game yesterday, didn't start, but after the collision between Jack Bolger and Jared Mckenzie, he played phenomenal and had some very key hits that led to the win last night. He's in the 3 spot. Kelly clearly trusts him, so I like him tonight. And then for my final pick, I'm going to have to go with Julio Marcano. Both Marcano brothers in the lineup, but Julio seems to just kind of have a knack for getting at-bats with guys on base. And when we're talking about securing points for my team and the Firebirds, you want your guys in that situation. So I got Julio Marcano as my last guy, Cole.
Those are two really good picks. I'm going to go with Tyler Locklear, though. He's been sort of on a cold streak recently, hasn't driven in a run in quite a long time. I think he's going to break out tonight. I think he's been angry. I think he's been a little upset with himself and his approach. I think he's definitely going to have a breakout game again and have a big one. So he's my last pick.
All right. So for me, I have DeLauder, Keeschel, Julio. For you have?
I have Locklear, Chatinier, and Harmon.
All right. It's definitely going to be a fun matchup. And, we'll definitely be keeping tabs during the game. We're almost time to Anthem, but can't leave without plug-in Cole's latest and greatest feature piece. Dude is literally a factory for great content. Give him the follow on Twitter. But Donovan Benoit drafted into the MLB just a couple days ago, but you spoke with him, and it sounded like, it's a cool experience for everyone, but Benoit had a lot of fun with it, and it seems like he's going some great places.
Absolutely, and I'm not going to spoil anything for those who want to read the article. Go on the website and get the latest updates, game recaps, features, whatever. It was just really cool talking to him after he got drafted 300th overall in the 10th round by the Cincinnati Reds. Very deserving kid, really nice guy, really hard worker, and it shows in his work ethic. I talked to Matthew Troop about the same exact thing, and he said the same thing about him.
Maybe a little bit of a prankster, too. That's a little bit of a tease. Got to go check out Cole's work. Great writing all season long. We'll continue to have great pieces, but that's all the time we have today here on the Early Bird pregame show. So alongside Cole Bradley, I'm Noah Steerson saying so long, enjoy the game, and we'll send it to Gareth and Carlo in the booth for the call. Guys?
All right, thanks so much, Noah. Back here in the broadcast table, Gareth Kwok alongside Carlo Jimenez. Starting lineups have been announced. The Orleans Firebirds are now taking the field. And for the first time since Tuesday, when Orleans fell to Falmouth at home, Firebirds are back in their friendly confines here at Eldridge Park. No wind, 75 degrees, humidity present tonight. And now let's hear our national anthem.
By the dawn's early light, was so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, for the ramparts we watched were
All right, a nice singing of our national anthem here before the game. And now, time to introduce the starting lineup for the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox, making their second trip to Orleans this summer. Last time these two teams faced here at Eldridge, it ended in a scoreless tie about 3 or so weeks ago. But here they are meeting again for this home and home. Let's look at the starting lineup as announced for manager Scott Pickler. Leading off will be Wyatt Hoffman, the second baseman from the University of Pacific, one of their leading hitters. He will lead off, followed by Tanner Smith, who torched Orleans last time they faced off at Red Wilson Field. He's hitting second and will be the DH. Peyton Graham will hit third, the shortstop from Oklahoma. Hitting fourth, Cody Huff, the starting catcher from Stanford. Hitting fifth is Crew Robinson, a left fielder committed to UC San Diego, previously played for College of Southern Idaho. He's hitting fifth. Hitting sixth, Chase Luttrell, the right fielder from Long Beach State. And then rounding out the last three, hitting seventh, Drew Bowser, the first baseman from Stanford. Hitting eighth, Briley Knight, the center fielder from the University of Portland. And hitting ninth will be Zach Liu, the third baseman from Cal State Fullerton. Defensive alignment for the Orleans Firebirds tonight. Certainly an interesting outfield that hasn't gotten a whole lot of time together in the top three. Luke Keishel in left field, Chase DeLauder in center field, and then Julio Marcano in right field. In the infield, Tyler Locklear and David Marcano on the left side. Peyton Chanier and Trey Harmon on the right side of the infield. And Garrett Guillemette doing the catching for tonight's starting pitcher, Max Rajic, the rising sophomore from UCLA. From the windup, first pitch to Wyatt Hoffman is a line drive, and it is caught at the chute tops by Peyton Chanier. And that's how this game gets started. We start things off at 6:58 p.m. local time, and on one pitch, Hoffman is retired, one away. So Hoffman is gone, and now here's the left-hand hitting Tanner Smith out of the University of Oregon. First pitch, swing and a miss. Rajic pumps in a fastball past Smith, and it's 0-1. Rajic trying to bounce back after having his worst start last Sunday against YD. 0-1 is outside. Count even at 1. He pitched 2 2/3 innings, gave up 4 earned runs, which were the first all summer long. 2 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. On one pitch, a breaking ball that wraps around the outside corner for a strike 2. As the party bus rolls through Route 28, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. UCLA to USC, 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, curveball, and Smith chases, and 2 quick outs for Max Rajic, his first strikeout of the ball game, and there's 2 away here in the first.
And that's a big out for the confidence of Max Rajic. Tanner Smith, 2 home runs off Rajic last time, and 1 in his first at-bat of the game. So to get that swinging strikeout, got to feed the confidence of Rajic, looking for, as you mentioned, Gareth, a bounce-back performance.
He's making his 5th start on the season, a 2.76 ERA. 13 innings pitched, he has 12 strikeouts. First pitch to the right-handed hitting Peyton Graham out of Oklahoma is in the dirt for a ball, 1-0. 13 innings pitched, 12 strikeouts, 3 walks. He has good control. The 1-0. Graham takes a fastball on the outside for a called strike, 1-1. The umpires for tonight's game, behind the plate, Rich Gaetani. First base umpire Mark Delaney and third base umpire Brandon Johnson. 1-1. Curveball in the dirt again. Blocked by Garrett Guillemette, and it's 2-1 to Peyton Graham. The YD shortstop hitting .240 with 2 home runs, 7 runs batted in on the summer. Rajic, the 2-1. And a fastball, swing and a miss, 90 miles an hour, and Graham can't connect. It's 2-2. Graham, though, 3 for his last 24 at the plate. The 2-2. Is in the dirt with a breaking ball, and the count goes full 3-2 with the Stanford catcher Cody Huff up next, if Graham can extend the inning. 3-2 pitch from Rajic. Curveball at the knee, strike 3 called. A 1-2-3 first inning, a couple of strikeouts for Max Rajic, and a good start to this Saturday night here at Eldridge Park. We head to the bottom of the first, no score between YD and Orleans. We'll be right back here on the Birds Broadcast Network.
The Cape Cod Baseball League would like to welcome our new sponsor, Mosquito Mary's, a locally owned, family-operated business that provides all-natural mosquito and tick control services. Call 866-ASK-MARY or go to MosquitoMarys.com, mention the Cape Cod Baseball League, and get your first treatment for only $29. Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod Coca-Cola has been proudly refreshing the community for over 30 years, and we're honored to support the CCBL and many other wonderful organizations on the Cape.
All right, thanks so much for that, Mr. Jimenez. Always appreciated. And I just love hearing your voice in general, you know.
I don't even know what to say to that. Thank you so much.
Let's take a look at the starting lineup for Orleans and for manager Kelly Nicholson. Leading off, Peyton Chanier, the Ole Miss second baseman. Once again, he'll lead off, followed by Corey Acton. Hitting second, the future Georgia Bulldog. He will be the DH for Orleans. Hitting third, Luke Kiesel, the left fielder from the University of San Francisco. He will hit third. Hitting fourth, Chase DeLauder, the center fielder from James Madison. Hitting fifth, Trey Harmon, the first baseman committed to Stetson. He's been off to a nice start with Orleans so far this week. He will hit fifth. Tyler Locklear will hit sixth, the third baseman from VCU. And then rounding out the last three, hitting seventh, Julio Marcano, the right fielder from NJIT. Hitting eighth, Garrett Guillemette, the catcher from the University of Southern California. And batting ninth will be David Marcano, the shortstop from NJIT, as the defensive alignment for YD will go like this tonight. Crew Robinson in left field, Briley Knight in center field, Chase Luttrell in right. In the infield, Zach Lou at third, Peyton Graham at short, Wyatt Hoffman at second, and Drew Bowser at first. And behind the plate doing the catching is Cody Huff, an exceptional defensive catcher. For tonight's starting pitcher, the right-hander from the University of British Columbia, Adam Meyer, a 6-foot, 195-pound right-hander from North Vancouver, British Columbia. And for Meyer, he is making his third start on the summer. In 3 appearances, he has a 5.55 ERA. And the first pitch to the right-hand hitting Chanier is a slow roller to third, fielded by Zach Lou on the edge of the grass, sets his feet, throws to first, and it's in time, in plenty, to retire Chanier at 1 pitch. 1 out here in the first. In 11 1/3 innings pitched, only 6 strikeouts over 5 walks. And he last appeared last Saturday against Bourne at Doran Park, and he pitched 3 2/3 innings, allowed 3 earned runs and 7 hits, with 1 walk and 1 strikeout. So the Braves, best team on the Cape, knocked him around last Saturday, trying to improve this time around as Corey Acton takes a first pitch fastball in there for a called strike, 0-1 to the future Georgia Bulldog. 3 hits and 13 at-bats with the Firebirds so far since being activated last week. 0-1 is a fastball inside. Count even at 1 now to Acton, who's had a nice couple of games for the Firebirds. Went 2 for 4 yesterday with 2 doubles and a stolen bag. 1-1. Ground ball up the middle. Graham to his left field. Spins, throws to first. And a nice play by Peyton Graham to retire Corey Acton. Ranging far to his left to grab that ground ball up the middle and take away a base hit from Acton. There's 2 outs.
Yeah, it looked like Acton was destined for another knock, but the slow rolling infield here at Eldridge Park and a nice play by Peyton Graham and 2 quick outs for Adam Meyer.
Here comes Luke Kiesel now, the right-hand hitter from the University of San Francisco. Picked up his 2 first runs batted in yesterday at Wareham. First offering is a slider that catches the outside for a called strike 1. 0-1. Kiesel getting the start in left field tonight. Came in yesterday in the 5th after Jack Bolger and Jared Mckenzie collided with one another. A 1 fastball is up high. Count even at 1. So both gentlemen, Bolger and Mckenzie, they're doing all right. They're both still a little banged up. They're going to be day-to-day for now, and they'll be evaluated as the week progresses. 1-1 pitch. Slider that runs away from Kiesel. Count 2-1 now to the USF utility men, who Luke Kiesel told Carlo Jimenez yesterday postgame he had only 1 prior start of playing left field. Takes a 2-1 slider on the outside for a called strike 2, 2-2. So he doesn't have a ton of experience in the outfield, but right now with Orleans thin on depth in the outfield, no more Rylan Thomas, no more Matt Goodhart, Kiesel has to step in. The 2-2. Keishel, line drive into left center field. Going over to his left and making the catch shin high is Crew Robinson. And the side is retired for Adam Meyer. He has himself a 1-2-3 inning as well. And after one, still no score here from Eldridge Park. We'll be right back here on the Birds Broadcast Network.
Now it's time for our Orleans Firebirds Alumni Spotlight, and we got a good one today. Jake Cronenworth, a 2014 Firebird, had a cycle yesterday in what was a offensive explosion for the Padres, a 24-8 win against the Nationals in D.C., about 10 hours drive from here. He was with the Birds back in 2014, had a 132 average at the plate, and a more impressive time on the mound. Hit 3.04 ERA in 23 2/3, only walking 8 with the Birds. Cronenworth this season with the Padres hitting 284. His cycle was the first by any Padre away from Coors Field.
Well, that's a great alumni spotlight. The Crone Zone, as Don Orsillo nicknamed it yesterday. I think that San Diego team is fun to watch, and it's also fun to see Jake Cronenworth. He was an all-star this summer, and now he hit for the cycle. So congratulations to Jake.
Are you a cycle believer, Gareth? Some people say it's one of the more overrated accomplishments in baseball.
Oh, I think it's still a hard feat to accomplish. It's still worth, I think, celebrating. It's not easy at all.
I'd agree.
Come on now, the triple's the hardest.
Very true.
4, 5, and 6 dude up against Max Ragic here in this top of the second, as Cody Huff, the catcher out of Stanford, takes a curveball at the knees for a called strike one. 0-1 to Huff, hitting .255 with a home run. 5 runs batted in on the summer for the Stanford backstop. From the wind, the 0-1. And a fastball pumped in there on the outside, called strike 2. Quickly, 0-2 to Cody Huff. Huff is 3 for his last 21. A lot of this YD offense has been struggling at the plate. 0-2. High pop-up in the shallow left field. David Marcano backpedaling. Luke Keishel coming in, but it's Marcano who calls him off and makes the catch. And there's one gone here in the second.
I think usually with a traditional left fielder, you might see Keishel call off Marcano, but because this is the first time Luke Keishel has ever started in left, David said, I got this one.
Here's left-hand hitting Crew Robinson. First pitch is high and outside, ball 1. Robinson was just activated this week, and in his first start with YD yesterday against Bourne, he went 2 for 5 with a home run. 4 runs batted in, including a 3-run home run, and he waves and misses on the fastball, 1-1. Spent a couple of years at the College of Southern Idaho. 1-1. Curveball at the knees for a called strike 2, 1-2. He had .396, 14 homers, 63 runs batted in with the College of Southern Idaho this past season, and will now be going to UC San Diego as Robinson gets a piece of the 1-2 and may have gotten a piece of Garrett Gillimet as well, as he's limping out toward the mound trying to shake off the hit.
Garrett Gillimet must sleep well at night because he continues to take a beating, it seems like, day in and day out. His body must be so exhausted and sore. I mean, it just feels like every time he's behind the plate, he's taking a ball to the calf or to the foot. A couple of hard faceplant slides yesterday.
The 1-2 pitch to Robinson. Right in there. Strike 3 call. Looked like a breaking ball from Max Ragic, and it froze Robinson up. Already 3 strikeouts for Ragic, and there's 2 gone here in the second.
Yeah, Ragic in 2 2/3. Last time out against YD had 3 strikeouts, and just looks like a completely different pitcher. The Max Ragic in the beginning of the season is here today at Eldridge Park.
Well, he's arguably been Orleans' most consistent starter all summer, as Luttrell, a left-handed hitter from Long Beach State, takes a curveball outside for a called strike, 0-1. Luttrell hitting .240 with 5 runs batted in, no home runs. 0-1, breaking ball up high. Count even at 1 now. And we saw Garrett's jersey at the end of yesterday against Wareham. They wore the all whites, and that thing was covered in all gray gravel from head to toe. 1-1 pitch popped up, foul ground by the on-deck circle. Guillemette is going to watch this one go out of play over the top of the netting, and it lands right into the bleachers, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, you wouldn't know the jersey was white. In fact, you wouldn't know what team he played for because you couldn't read the Firebirds across the chest.
So while those jerseys are getting washed, Orleans going with the black vests, with the Orleans across the chest, with the red undershirt. That's a new look for tonight. The 1-2, and that one's very high and outside with the curveball. 2-2 now to Luttrell. You got the black vest, red undershirt, white numbers and letters, Orleans across the chest. YD with the red uniforms, white pants with the navy blue letters and numbers. YD on the chest. 2-2. Luttrell takes strike 3 called. Another sharp breaking ball from Max Rajic. He's got 4 strikeouts through 2 innings pitched. On we go now to the home half of the second inning. YD nothing, Orleans nothing when we return on the Birds Broadcast Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Anzoni, owner of Fairway Financial and Cape Cod's Retirement Income Specialist. If you want to hit a home run with your retirement income plan, schedule a time to meet with me today.
Get more details at fairwayfinancial.net. That's fairwayfinancial.net.
Back here at Eldridge Park. Game number 20 on the schedule for the Orleans Firebirds, and they started off the second half of the season with the victory yesterday at Spillane Field in Wareham. A 5-4 nail-biter that broke a 4-game winless streak for the Firebirds, and they returned to home to face off against YD for a home-and-home series. Chase DeLauder, left-handed hitter, first pitch swing, line drive down the left field line. That will slice foul. Third base umpire Brandon Johnson took a little spill there on the third base side. He's got his thumbs up. He says it's all good.
He made a turned and sprinted over down the line, tried to plant, and was eaten up.
A 1 from Meyer is low till DeLauder. Count even at 1. Interesting thing about Meyer is that he's getting his reps in on the mound this summer, but he did not play this past spring with the University of British Columbia. Of course, Canada had all the restrictions with COVID-19 as DeLauder takes a breaking ball right down the middle for a called strike 2, 1-2. So he did not get a chance to showcase himself in the spring with the University of British Columbia. This is his season, basically, here on the Cape. 1-2. DeLauder, big chopper down the first base side. That'll roll foul. And it remains 1-2 to the James Madison center fielder, Chase DeLauder. Hitting .309 on the summer with 6 homers, 13 runs batted in. Still leads the team in average, hits, and home runs. 1-2 from Meyer. Chopper to second. Hoffman with a head-high hop throws to first in time. And there's one away. At that very last second, almost the hop took off Hoffman's head. A sharp hop off the dirt. DeLauder's retired, and here comes one of the new guys that got activated onto the roster this past week, Trey Harmon, the former Kentucky Wildcat, now committed to Stetson. Right-handed hitter versus the righty Meyer. And from the wind, first pitch. Harmon takes a slider on the outside corner, a called strike, 1. Harmon, who was activated under the roster Tuesday, and he picked up his first 2 hits in RBI on the Cape Wednesday. Picked up another hit yesterday against Wareham. A 1 pitch, and that is on the outside corner for a called strike 2. Quickly, 2 strikes to Harmon with Tyler Locklear on deck for Orleans. Meyer's ready, 0-2. Fastball outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Harmon, who was played this past spring with Kentucky as their first baseman, and he was a time-to-time starter for the Wildcats this past season. 1-2. In the dirt, and Harmon unable to hold up. He chases, and for Adam Meyer, his first strikeout of the ball game, and there's 2 gone here in the second.
Both Meyer and Rajic look like they have their stuff going for them early here at Eldridge Park.
Here's Locklear now. Third baseman from VCU, the Atlantic 10 Player of the Year. Swings and misses on the first pitch, 0-1. Locklear, who broke out of a 3-for-23 slump with a couple of hits yesterday, awaits the 0-1. And a slider low and outside. Count even at 1 to Locklear. He's been trying to cut down on the strikeouts, put the ball in play a little bit more. Yesterday's performance certainly helped in that regard. Still leads the team in runs batted in with 14 on the summer. And the 1-1 pitch waved and missed on. And it's 1-2 to Tyler Locklear, a freshman All-American, versus Meyer. 1-2. Fastball outside. And the count even at 2. According to our analytics guy, Jackson Thomas. Meyer sitting around 92, 95 with that fastball, so it's got some good velo to it. And Orleans hitters will have to face Meyer for the next inning or so. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Locklear goes down swinging. And for Adam Meyer, a second consecutive 1-2-3 inning. That's 6 up, 6 down, 2 strikeouts, and we will head on now to the third. Still no score from Eldridge Park on this Saturday night here in Orleans. But first, let's now go throw it to our sideline reporter, Noah Searson. Noah, what do you got for us?
So, Gareth, Max Rajic heading out for his 3rd inning of work today. And you got to remember that last time he was out, didn't have his best outing against YD. And I talked to pitching coach Matt Troop about that outing and the fact that, some guys struggle a lot when they face the same team second time around. But Troop said for Rajic, that might not be the case because of the fact that YD didn't see his greatest stuff. Max is known for his curveball. And out of the 12 curveballs he threw in his last appearance against YD, 10 of them were balls. So he said if he's able to get command of his curveball, which is really his bread and butter money pitch, he really thought that he'd have a good chance to get some redemption against YD today. That's been the case so far. And also Troop said that even if you can't get that curveball going, it's all about getting that third pitch, that changeup, and going changeup fastball, and kind of having multiple options at getting a good outing in. We saw it out of Hayden Thomas yesterday. First outing against Wareham, not so great yesterday. Absolutely dominant. And so far, Rajic is having a great outing against YD today. That's what I got for now, but I'll send it back to you guys in the booth.
All right, thanks so much, Noah. And that's a good little insight because Rajic's curveball so far through 2 innings has been superb. Much improved command as Drew Bowser out of Stanford takes a curveball in the dirt, scooped out by Guillemette for ball 1. That was the issue with Rajic last week against YD. He could not command his curveball. 1-0, another curveball. That time that catches the outside. Count even at 1 as Bowser takes it for a strike. Big, tall first baseman from Stanford hitting just 120 with a homer and 2 runs batted in. 1-1. Curveball fouled off his foot down the third base side, and it's 1-2 now. Just 3 hits and 25 at-bats for the YD first baseman, although he did pick up his first home run of the summer yesterday against Bourne. The 1-2. Fastball just misses the outside. Taken for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Drew Bowser, Briley Knight, and Zach Liu dude up against Rajic, the bottom of the order, 7, 8, and 9. 2-2. Curveball is high. And the count will run full 3-2 to Drew Bowser, who had a stellar spring for the College World Series bound Cardinal. 3-2. Curveball, Bowser, soft liner, right to David Marcano on the edge of the grass. And there's one away here in the third. Looked like that one may have gone the end of the bat from Drew Bowser. And so for David Marcano, a little lazy line drive right in his direction. He makes the easy catch. So one gone and nobody on base. Here's the left-handed hitting Briley Knight. First pitch is a heater, high and outside for ball 1. Briley Knight getting the start in center for the Red Sox, the rising junior from the University of Portland. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball from Rajic. Knight unable to make contact, 1-1. Knight hitting 163 with 6 runs batted in. He's also struggling to find his groove this summer. 1-1 pitch, cut on and missed again. Looked like a changeup from Rajic that time. Took something off. And it's 1-2. From the wind, the 1-2 pitch. Up the middle on the ground, fielded right to Rajic. And Rajic will go to first and tag first. Now is there a ruling from the umpires? Knight thought that one hit off his foot for a foul ball. And that is indeed out number 2. I'm not sure what the confusion's about, because that clearly was a ground ball right to Max Rajic. Briley Knight seemed to think that one hit off his foot. So it'll go as an unassisted putout for Max Rajic. And there's 2 away. Here's Zach Liu, who takes high and inside. That was certainly an odd play, Carlo.
Yeah, my only thinking is maybe Briley thought that ball bounced foul, but that doesn't make any sense.
1-0 pitch. Liu takes another fastball up high again. 2 balls, no strikes.
Maybe he just heard something from home plate umpire Rich Gaetani and turned and looked. An odd one.
I mean, it was weird because the umpires also weren't very clear as well with their signal. 2-0 fastball on the outside corner. A called strike 1. 2 balls and a strike. The umpires didn't really make a very clear call. 2-1 from Rajic. Swing and a miss. Liu unable to connect on the fastball. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rajic has faced 8 and has set down all 8 consecutively. Trying to finish off the 9th hitter. 2-2. And a ground ball up the middle into center field, a base hit. And, well, I may have spoke a little too soon on that one, but Zach Liu is on board with 2 outs.
That's not on you. There's no such thing as the broadcaster's curse. Don't worry.
Okay. Thank you for the support. I appreciate that.
It's okay.
So Rajic will now have to face Wyatt Hoffman here. At the beginning of the season, Rajic did have a hard pitch limit. He was UCLA's closer for most of the regular season. He was a great closer for the Bruins. He had 7 saves, but John Savage and the Bruins want to convert him to a starter, and so here with Orleans, he's been being stretched out a little bit. First pitch is a curveball on the inside for a called strike. 0-1 to Hoffman, who lined out to second on the first pitch of the ball game back in the first. At the set, the 0-1. Another curveball at the knees, taken for strike 2.
Does he have his stuff working today, Gareth? And he's painting the zone with these breaking balls. Going inside, then outside to Hoffman.
It's a big, slow curveball. 0-2. Liu at first, the pitch. Fastball lined in the center field. That'll get down for a base hit. DeLauder will try and cut it off. Hoffman digging for second. Marcano unable to make the throw the second as Hoffman is in there with a double. Lou the third. And with 2 runners on, both in scoring position, an opportunity now for Tanner Smith to drive in YD's first run of the ball game.
Well, if you're Ragic, this is probably one of the last guys you want up, considering Tanner Smith took Max deep last time, or maybe, knowing the competitor that Matt Ragic is, this is the guy you want up with 2 in scoring position and 2 out.
Tanner Smith, who torched the Firebirds last time these 2 teams faced off. First pitch, fastball at the knees, taken for strike 1. 0-1 to Tanner Smith. Smith had 2 home runs in that ball game. 0-1 pitch. Curveball, swing and a miss. Took something off there. Smith waves and misses, and it's 0-2. He had 2 home runs, 3 runs batted in on the afternoon from Red Wilson Field. That was last Sunday. 0-2 pitch. Curveball, tapped foul off the foot of Smith, and it remains 0-2.
Now, Ragic got Smith swinging on that curveball in his first at-bat. Trying to do the same to the lefty from Morgan.
Actually, check that. Smith had 2 home runs, 4 runs batted in that afternoon. I mean, he single-handedly carried the YD offense that day. 0-2 breaking ball, just a bit outside, says home plate umpire Rich Gaetani. And it's 1-2. Peyton Graham on deck for the Red Sox. If Smith can extend this inning here. Hoffman at second, Lou at third. The 1-2 pitch. Curveball in there, right on the outside for strike 3 called. Ragic with 5 strikeouts. And through 3 scoreless innings, we head to the bottom of the third. Still no score between the Red Sox and the Firebirds. We'll be right back here on the Birds Broadcast Network.
Let's look around the Cape Cod Baseball League and bring you scores from all 5 games happening right now on the Cape. Brewster is at Cotuit, and the Whitecaps have a 6-2 lead. That game in the top of the 7th. So the leaders in the East trying to take down the West opponent, Kettleers, and they're on their way to victory as of now. Harwich, who is at home at White House Field and in second in the East, has a 3-1 lead over the Falmouth Commodores. So for both of these teams who are behind the Whitecaps and the Mariners, not a good look if you're scoreboard watching. Chatham with a 3-1 lead over Hyannis. That one at McKeon Park. Hyannis has dropped 11 in a row, and no score top of the third, Bourne and Wareham. So right now, Gareth, in the Brewster, Harwich, and Chatham game, all the East-West games, the East opponents are leading.
And just for future reference, for Firebirds fans, you're hoping these Eastern Division teams, these next week or 2, start getting into a little bit of a slump. But right now, Brewster and Harwich, they've been in form right now. They've been winning some games. So at the very least that you can do for Orleans, you got to win the games against the opponent right in front of you. And it's an Eastern Division opponent right now in YD. That race for the East still very much alive for really any of those 5 teams. 7, 8, and 9 hitters due up against Adam Meyer. Julio Marcano, first up, takes a fastball right down the pipe. 0-1 to the NJIT utility man, Julio Marcano. Julio hitting 186 on the summer. He does have a homer, 5 runs batted in. Takes an 0-1 fastball outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Julio Marcano, Garrett Guillemette, and then David Marcano due up against Meyer, who has pitched 2 perfect innings so far. Marcano takes a fastball outside, gets past the catcher Huff and rolls to the backstop. 2-1. Overcast skies have rolled in here at Eldridge Park, although it's still very warm, still very humid, with a slight breeze out to the outfield. 2-1 fastball outside, not close. And the 3 balls and a strike now to Marcano. Julio with scene time at first base, and Plenty of starts in the outfield as well. Swings at the 3-1 and a big chop for the third. Lou charging in, throws on the run, and he gets Marcano by about a step for the first out of the third. So 7 straight retired from Meyer. And here is Guillemette now, the catcher from University of Southern California, the rising sophomore. Right-handed batter stands in. First offering from Meyer is a slider that catches the outside for a called strike, 0-1. A 1 pitch. Guillemette swing and a miss. And he's behind now, 0-2. Garrett had a good game yesterday against Wareham. Had a couple of hits, including an RBI. The 0-2 pitch. Guillemette chops it foul off his foot, and it remains 0-2. Interesting thing I noticed, Carlo, when you look at Guillemette and his game-by-game stats, he's never had a game where he's only had just 1 hit. It's either no hits or he gets at least 2. So he's a multi-hit guy.
Well, let's hope he gets a hit here.
From the line, the 0-2. Fastball outside, taken for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Guillemette. Guillemette, who's hitting just .216 on the summer. All 8 of his hits this season have occurred in 3 of the 11 games played for him. 1-2 pitch. Popped foul down the right field line onto the hill. Remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. So he's a guy that likes to get his hits in bunches, in multi-hit efforts. Not necessarily the single hit type of guy. 1-2. Breaking ball right down the middle, called strike 3. Third strikeout for Adam Meyer. Guillemette's retired, and he's the second out of the third. And here comes David Marcano now, the number 9 hitter. And the starting shortstop for Orleans. Righty versus righty. Meyer, his first offering is a curveball up high for ball 1. Marcano activated onto the roster this past Monday. 1-0 pitch. Chopped foul down the third base side, and it's 1-1. Kelly Nicholson asked David's brother Julio out in left field during BP a couple weeks ago against Catuit last Wednesday if his brother's still hurt, and Julio said no. Marcano takes a 1-1 fastball inside, 2-1. Kelly said, "Oh, let's get David up here. Let's get him some reps here on the Cape." Julio said, "Okay, I'll give him a call after the game." And then 20 minutes later, Kelly Nicholson said, "Let's call him now. Let's give him a call now and see if he can come play." 2-1 pitch is up high, 3 balls and a strike. Then Julio said, "Okay, I'll do what you want, Coach." He gave David a call. Julio said, "You want to come up to the Cape and play?" And David was headed to the gym when he got the call, and he's going to be taking an internship with the Mets and be working with coding and AI. And Marcano swings and lifts one deep to left field. Down the line, is it fair? It is gone! Why code and work with AI when you can just hit a bomb to left field? His first home run of the summer, and it's 1-0 Orleans here in the bottom of the third.
That's a big one for the Birds. Looked like Meyer was headed for 9 up, 9 down. And David Marcano turns one down the left field line to give the Birds a 1-0 lead. See if they can spark this offense with 2 outs.
His second run batted in of the summer. And so David has been a very nice addition to the clubhouse. And for the brothers, they're back together playing with the same team. They already play with one another with NJIT, now with Orleans. As Peyton Chanier takes a first pitch strike at the knees, 0-1. David Marcano with his first home run of the summer. And it cleared the fence by plenty out in left field towards the scoreboard. Janye takes fastball inside for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, it is home run weather, should we call it, here at Orleans?
It's humid. The wind is blowing out slightly out toward the outfield. Janye swings at the breaking ball 1-1 and pops it up foul behind the screen. And it's 1-2 to the Ole Miss second baseman. Janye bounced out to third in his first at-bat back in the first inning. 1-0 Orleans. We're in the bottom of the third. The 1-2 pitch from Meyer. And a curveball that sweeps back into the zone and is a called strike 3. Janye goes down looking, and that's 4 strikeouts for Adam Meyer. 1 hit, 1 run for the Firebirds, and it comes off the bat of David Marcano. A solo blast over the left field fence puts the Firebirds on top 1-0 as we head to the fourth. Carlo Jimenez will have innings 4 through 6 on the play-by-play. Before we get to that, let's now throw it down to our sideline reporter, Noah Searson. Noah?
Yeah, appreciate it, Gareth. We're back at Eldridge Park, which means we got another round of trivia, and this one's a two-parter, so stay strapped in for this one. The question is, which conference is most represented on this Firebirds roster? So that's the first part. And then how many players from that conference are on the current Firebirds roster? Got to get both parts to get it right. We'll throw that up on Twitter. You can tweet at us at Orleans Firebirds. And if you get it right, you have a chance to be shouted out on the broadcast. Again, which conference is most represented, and then how many players from that conference? Two-part question, kind of a tough one, but haven't been home in a while, so I had to make it a good trivia question. But that's all I got for now. We'll give the winner in the 8th inning, but we got a great baseball game. Firebirds just took the lead, so I'll send it back to Carlo in the booth.
Thanks, Noah. Appreciate it. A good question for this week's trivia. We have guesses here in the booth. We won't give them on air, but
No.
it's a good question.
No, we can't give the study guide this time. You know, you can't give the study guide to the students every time for a test, right?
Guess you got to make it hard. Right-handed batter Peyton Graham looks in and takes the first pitch downstairs. Max Rajic still on the mound, opening up his 4th inning of work. Top of the 4th, Orleans 1, YD nothing. The 1-0 away. 2 balls and no strikes to Peyton Graham. David Marcano, home run to left. The only hit for the Birds, and it's good for a run. 2-0, misses up high. 3 balls and no strikes.
And Zack Morris is getting loose for the Firebirds, left-hander out of Arkansas. So for Rajic, this could be his final inning tonight.
Rajic kicks, 3-0. And a 4-pitch walk to Peyton Graham to open up the 4th inning. Rajic this season has gone longer than 3 innings once. He went 4 1/3 against Brewster, didn't give up a run, struck out 2, and allowed 5 hits. So with 1 on, the tying run on the base paths, up comes Cody Huff, the right-handed batter out of Stanford. Orleans 1, YD nothing. Top 4, the pitch on. And a swing and a ground ball into left field, a base hit. Stopping at second is Peyton Graham. A knock for Cody Huff. The first 2 base runners of the 4th inning are aboard for YD, as they're threatening against Max Rajic. And up comes Crew Robinson with an opportunity to tie this game with Peyton Graham standing in scoring position. Well, for Rajic, after retiring the first 8 batters of the game, he has now allowed 4 of the last 5 to reach. As he looks in towards Robinson, the left-handed batter. The pitch, Robinson shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes a ball downstairs. The count 1 ball and no strikes. An overcast, humid day, wind slightly blowing out to center. And a great crowd on this Saturday night at Miss Eldridge. 1-0. Downstairs again. Skips into Garrett Guillemet's glove, and the count 2 balls and no strikes. And now Guillemet wants to go talk to Rajic, and so will pitching coach Matt True. Noah Searson giving us the insight that Rajic, this is it. This is his last inning of work. And for Max, you'd love to get through it after only going 2 2/3 against YD a week ago. Gave up a couple of runs. Red Sox would go on to win that game 6-2. Orleans still looking for their first win against Scott Pickler and YD. Although Kelly Nicholson in his 20-year stint with the Birds, one of the many constants has been the struggle against Pickler. 2-0. Another pitch downstairs as Robinson shows bunt, pulls it back. 3 balls and no strikes.
Especially down the stretch here with most of these games starting to become against Eastern Division opponents. Every game is critical, and it starts here against YD.
2 on, nobody out, top of the 4th. 1-0 Orleans over YD. 3-0. Strike. Fastball down the pipe. The count 3 balls and 1 strike to Robinson. Kelly all time against Scott Pickler, 34, 57, and 2. The 3-1 to the plate. Robinson bunts it down the left field line, foul. And the count fills up, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
So it's clear that Robinson, he's been trying to lay down the bunt and get both runners over, and now 3-2. Can Rajic get a strikeout or maybe perhaps a ground ball? That would be better, and get 2 outs in the inning.
Graham at second, he's the tying run. Huff at first, the go-ahead, 3-2. Strike 3 on the inside. Rajic works 3-0 to a strikeout, his 6th of the game, and there's 1 away in the top of the 4th.
And we talked about it. One of the things that Rajic could not command last week was that curveball against YD. He was missing all over the place, up high, outside, and low, but tonight he is rarely missed with the curve. Beautiful breaking ball right at the knees to freeze Robinson, and I think that's going to do it for Rajic.
Well, the lefty Luttrell due up, and we'll bring in the lefty Zack Morris. Max Rajic, a bounce-back outing after struggling against YD a week ago. He goes 3 1/3, allows 4 hits, and Zack Morris coming in with 2 on and 1 out. We'll step aside and come right back on the Birds Broadcast Network. Orleans leading YD 1-0. Welcome back to Miss Eldridge. Lights are turning on. The sun is setting on an overcast, humid night here in Orleans. Carlo Jimenez alongside Gareth Kwok. And the new pitcher on the mound, it's the lefty out of Arkansas, Zack Morris. The Razorback will pitch to Chase Luttrell. Gareth, what can YD hitters expect from Morris?
Yeah, Zack Morris will come at you from the over-the-top arm slot. His fastball will sit around the low 90s, 91, 92. You'll get an occasional 93 here and there. He does have a big curveball as well. That's mostly a 2-pitch guy. He will throw a changeup from time to time, and that will run in the low to mid 80s, but it's mostly 2 pitches, fastball and curveball. And right now, Kelly Nicholson opting to go for this lefty-lefty matchup here, which Morris does excel in. against left-handed hitters.
Left-handed hitters against Zack Morris, 1 for 13. Righties, 6 for 13. The starkest difference on this pitching staff. And Morris trying to retire the left-handed batter, Chase Luttrell. Runner at second is Graham. At first, Cody Huff. 1-0 Orleans leads YD. And a look back to second, and back is Graham on his feet. Top of the fourth inning with 1 out. Morris's last outing came against Harwich. Gave up 1 hit in the 2-2 tie 3 days ago. Pitch down the hill. And a swing and a fly ball into left center field. Center fielder Gelater chasing over. He dives and he's not going to get there. Around third on his way home is Peyton Graham. Following him is Cody Huff. The relay throw from Marcano to third hits the head of Chase Luttrell as he slides in head first. The ball goes past Luttrell over towards the fence, and he will walk home on the air. 3 runs come in, and it's 3-1 YD on the Chase Luttrell 2 RBI triple in the top of the fourth.
Luttrell able to slice that fly ball away from Chase DeLauder, and it was just going to be a tough play for DeLauder to have to track that down. DeLauder opts to dive for it, and he really wasn't close. That ball able to roll to the fence, easy 2 runs at the very least. And then the relay throw from David Marcano hit Luttrell on the helmet and ricocheted off into the dugout, into the side netting. And so that ball goes out of play, and Luttrell's awarded home.
Right-handed batter Drew Bowser looks at a ball away. So it's YD 3, Orleans 1. Only the second hit of the season allowed by a left-handed batter by Zack Morris, and it hurts as the Red Sox have taken a lead. Here comes a 1-0. Way high. 2 balls and no strikes to Drew Bowser.
So a 2-run triple, and then the error by Marcano allows Luttrell to score, and that one hurts, Carlo.
A painful sequence for the Firebirds. The 2-0 to Bowser. Misses away. 3 balls and no strikes. Nicholson putting in his lefty with 2 runners on. And Morris has been the best pitcher on this staff against left-handed hitters. But the dive by DeLauder gave a lot of time for the runners to run. 3-0. Strike at the top of the zone. 3 balls and 1 strike to Bowser. Drew Bowser coming off his first multi-hit game of the season versus Bourne. Had a solo home run. 3-1. And he takes ball 4 upstairs. And a walk to Drew Bowser. And this 4th inning continues as another base runner is aboard with 1 out for the left-handed batter, Briley Knight. A 2 RBI triple by Luttrell scores Graham and Huff. A throwing error by David Marcano brings Luttrell home from third. And it's 3-1 YD over Orleans. Red Sox get on the board after giving up the lead in the bottom of the third. Lefty on lefty, Morris deals to Knight. And Knight waves at a breaking ball. Count no balls and 1 strike to him.
That's the curveball that Morris has that he likes to throw with it as a secondary pitch.
Riley Knight out of the University of Portland. Just 8 hits on the summer and 49 at-bats. 0-1. And he lays off the big breaking ball in the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. Knight 0 for 7 in his last 4 games as he rests the bat on the left shoulder. 1-1. Shows bunt, pulls it back, takes a strike at the knees. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. The YD dugout doesn't agree with Rich Gaetani. At first leads Bowser after his walk. 3 runs already in, and YD looking for more in the top of the 4th with 1 out. 1-2. Strike 3 on the inside, and Knight is retired looking. First strikeout for Zack Morris. And 2 gone with 1 on for the 9-hole hitter, Zach Lou. Right-handed batter out of Cal State Fullerton. Singled, reached third, back in the third inning, but was left stranded. It was the first hit against Max Rajic at the time. Opening offering home, and a swing and a foul ball over the netting onto the hill for a souvenir. Count, no balls and 1 strike. Pretty full hill today, Gareth. It's a beautiful Saturday night on the Cape. And a lot of fans, nice enough to join us at Orleans, and we thank you for joining us wherever you are. 0-1. Breaking ball in there for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes to Lou.
Yeah, nothing better than a Saturday night on the Cape, and for a home crowd that will be rewarded eventually these next few weeks. There will be plenty more home games for Orleans.
0-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Zach Lou. It's a Zach-on-Zach attack, and that ends the 4th inning. Back-to-back strikeouts, but not before a 2 RBI triple by Chase Luttrell, and a throwing error by David Marcano brings home 3 runs for YD. They lead 3-1 midway through the 4th here at Eldridge Park.
All right, fans, tonight's game is sponsored by Franklin Sports. The Orleans Firebirds would like to thank Franklin Sports for their sponsorship of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Franklin is yet again proud to be the official batting glove of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Throughout the summer, all 10 Cape League teams are wearing their own custom team batting gloves, courtesy of Franklin Sports. To order your favorite team's design or to create your own, visit franklinsports.com/custom. Enter code CCBL20 for 20% off your purchase. From Cape Cod to the major leagues, only the best hitters in baseball wear Franklin gloves. Tonight's game is sponsored by Rogers Gray. Catchers aren't the only ones protecting home. With Rogers Gray, you have more coastal homeowners insurance options and the true expertise in their people. Protect your home with Rogers Gray. Rogers Gray is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. And to learn more, go to rogersgray.com.
Thanks so much, Gareth. Really appreciate you reading those reads. We need a new piece of paper, though.
Yeah. Well, luckily, we have a printer upstairs if we want to go print that. Maybe we should have done it earlier today, but that's okay. We'll have a home game coming up soon, next week.
You can still read them, and you still do it with excellence, so
yeah,
no need to change it just yet.
Not yet.
Bottom of the 4th inning, and it'll be the left-handed batter, Corey Acton. YD 3, Orleans 1. Red Sox picking up 3 runs and the lead in the top of the 4th. The opening offering to the lefty. Acton watches a breaking ball drop in for a strike. No balls and 1 strike to the junior heading to Georgia. Adam Meyer working into his 4th inning of the night. This officially his 2nd longest outing of the summer. 0-1. Strike 2 on the inside. And the count, no balls and 2 strikes to Corey Acton. Corey picking up 2 doubles at Wareham yesterday. 0-2. Misses away. And the count, a ball and 2 strikes. And was robbed of a single back in the 1st on a nice play up the middle by the shortstop Peyton Graham. Ranging to his left, pirouetting and throwing to first. 1-2 to the plate. Misses inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Acton. A humid night at Eldridge. Firebirds have 1 hit against Adam Meyer. It's a solo home run by David Marcano. 2-2 to the plate. Strike 3 at the top of the zone. Down goes Corey Acton. That's 3 strikeouts looking and 5 on the night for Adam Meyer. His highest strikeout total in a single game of the season. And up comes Luke Keischel.
Yeah, that slider has been really good tonight. And, I mean, it's a sweeping slider. It's a sharp lateral movement. And right now, these Firebirds hitters are not picking up the slider from Meyer.
First pitch to the right-handed batter. In the dirt, bounces away from Cody Huff over towards the YD dugout. And the count, 1 ball, no strikes to Keischel. Orleans 1, YD 3. Bottom 4, 1 out, bases empty, 1-0. Keishel grounds one left side of the infield. Third baseman Lou to his left, gloves it to the shoestrings, fires to first in time. Keishel retired. 2 gone in the fourth, and up comes the left-handed batter, Chase DeLauder. DeLauder hitting .309 this summer. Leading average hitter for Orleans. But Garrett, that does not compare to what he did last summer. Here's the first pitch from Meyer. Breaking ball on the outside for a strike. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. DeLauder spent the summer of 2020 with the Broadway Bruins of the Rockingham Country Baseball League, where he had a stat line of .527. 0-1. And he swings and slices one down the left field line, racing over the left fielder Robinson, and it's just foul. And the count quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. But that's right, you didn't hear that wrong. He hit .527 in 30 games, 18 home runs, 45 RBIs, and was walked 45 times in 30 games. In fact, DeLauder had games in which he was intentionally walked 5 times. And while the numbers aren't the same, it has been an equally as impressive performance here on the Cape. 0-2. Downstairs. 1 ball and 2 strikes to DeLauder.
I mean, that's the Barry Bonds treatment right there. If you're getting intentionally walked 5 times in a game.
He was named the most valuable player, rookie of the year, and postseason MVP. 1-2. And he swings and cranks one foul down the right field line. Couple of kids sitting on the hill. Pop out, try to make a play. Goes underneath the glove of one. Not a good look, but the kid's got a lot of time to develop if he wants to make it on the Cape.
Oh, yeah. They got plenty of time. Meyer actually quick pitch there, try and throw off DeLauder's timing a little bit there. We'll see if he tries it again.
Meyer shakes off the first, agrees with the second. 1-2. Misses inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Base is empty, 2 outs. Bottom 4 at Miss Eldridge. Firebirds looking for their first win against the YD Red Sox, and they're going to need a couple of runs. Down 3-1. 2-2. Misses low. DeLauder checks his swing, but puts the brakes on in time. And the count, 3 balls and 2 strikes to the sophomore out of James Madison University. Well, that team, the Broadway Bruins, they ended up winning their first championship in the Rockingham County Baseball League. 3-2. And DeLauder fouls another one down the right field line. And he'll wait another 3-2 pitch. It was the first championship for the Bruins since before World War II. And in a large part to the guy in the batter's box. Payoff pitch down the hill. And DeLauder taps another one foul over towards the YD dugout. The lights are on. The wind is quiet. It's overcast but warm. Humid here at Eldridge Park. Plenty of fans on the hill to our right. And a lot out in left center, which is a good spot to be with Chase DeLauder in the box. 3-2 home. Misses downstairs. DeLauder works 0-2 to a walk. And he is aboard as the bottom of the 4th inning continues. A 2-out walk to Chase DeLauder. And up comes Trey Harmon. In the bottom of the 4th, YD trying to protect the 3-1 lead.
That's a great at-bat by Chase DeLauder. Saw 9 pitches there from Meyer. Had to foul off a couple of nice pitches. Meyer trying to entice DeLauder with some breaking balls low in the dirt, but he didn't chase. And now he's on board for Orleans with 2 outs.
Righty, Harmon looks on. Swings at the first pitch, misses everything. The count, no balls and 1 strike to him. Trey, 3 for 8 in just 3 games this year. Does have an RBI. Activated Tuesday morning. Just 4 days ago. 0-1. And he swings and misses again. No balls and 2 strikes to him. Harmon will be heading to Stenson. The Stenson Hatters, the official mascot. Here comes an 0-2. Swing and a miss. Harmon is retired. And that's strikeout number 6 for Adam Meyer to close the 4th inning. 1 walk, 1 left on. No runs come in. And YD protects their 3-1 lead into the 5th here at Eldridge Park. We're going to keep it here. Noah Searson getting set to talk with Kelly Nicholson. Zack Morris out on the mound. Will begin his 2nd inning of work. As Noah has Skip, go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Carlos. So I'm on the sidelines here with Skip. And in that last half inning, Chase DeLauder had a really great at-bat, kind of fought off a bunch of great pitches. And in a game where, you only got 1 hit, might have to get a little dirty. Like, how important are those at-bats where you kind of grind them out, get that walk?
Yeah, every at-bat's important. Every at-bat's important.
And then, Zack Morris going out for his 2nd inning of work. But this game sets up the rest of the week of play. So is this an outing, where we're going to see a lot of guys come out of the pen, or are you going to try to stretch guys out more?
Yeah, we're going to try to stretch them out a little bit. We're going to try to stretch them out a little bit today.
All right, cool. Appreciate it, Skip. Send it back to you guys in the booth.
Appreciate it, Noah. Skipper Kelly Nicholson kind enough to talk to us during the game. YD 3, Orleans 1. It is deja vu again and again for Kelly Nicholson against Scott Pickler. Firebirds just cannot seem to figure it out against the manager from Yarmouth, Dennis. As we open up the top of the 5th, it will be the leadoff man, the right-handed batter Wyatt Hoffman, as he looks towards the lefty Morris. Top 5, 3-1 YD. The first pitch and a swing and a ground ball to short. David Marcano scoops it up, throws quickly to first in time to beat the speed of Hoffman. Wyatt Hoffman retired for the 2nd time today. He is 1 for 3 with a double. 1 pitch, 1 out for Morris, and up comes the left-handed batter Tanner Smith.
Believe it or not, I think we talked about how Morris has had good success against lefties, but from last game at Red Wilson Field, Tanner Smith actually took Morris deep. Morris was summoned to come face Smith, and on the next pitch, Smith hammered one over the right center field fence.
The opening offering. Breaking ball at the knees for a strike. Yeah, before that, triple by Chase Luttrell back in the 4th inning, in which he scored 2. That was the only hit against Morris facing left-handed bats. 0-1. And a swing and a foul down the left field line. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes to Smith, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Game in a big situation in the 7th. Orleans was within 2. There was a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Morris came in to retire Smith. The 0-2. And he swings and misses at a fastball up near his eyes. 3 up, 3 down. Tanner Smith strikes out for the 3rd time today. That's out number 2 of the 5th. And Max Rajic and Zack Morris getting some revenge against Smith. That's the 3rd strikeout for Morris.
Yeah, I think Smith may have helped Morris out there a little bit on a pitch, not remotely close, but was up high, and Morris able to change the eye level, gets him to chase on the pitch that hits him. It almost hits him in the eyes.
Right-handed batter Graham looks on and watches a first pitch breaking ball miss high. 1 ball and no strikes. YD 3, Orleans 1, 2 outs, top of the 5th inning. At Eldridge Park, a wind starting to blow out slightly. 1-0. Fastball off the outside. 2 balls and no strikes to Peyton Graham. Graham struck out in the 1st, walked and scored in the 4th. Part of that 2 RBI triple from Luttrell. 2-0 from Morris to Graham. Off the outside. 3 balls and no strikes. Peyton Graham hitting .240 was terrific in the first week of the season for this Red Sox team. But since then, just 4 for 37 in his last 10 games. 3-0 from Morris. at the knees for a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike to Graham. Arkansas versus Oklahoma. Morris sets at the bell. Exhales. 3-1. And a swing and a big chopper down the third base line. Locklear stabs it. The third baseman's long throw to first in the dirt and not in time. Graham able to beat it out. Was a tough hop by Locklear, ranging to his left. He had to reach up with the glove hand and then had a tough exchange. And for Peyton Graham, that will go as an infield single with 2 outs in the top of the 5th.
Yeah, if it didn't take such a funny hop on Tyler Locklear at the last second, I think he would have had a chance to get him. But because that ball, he had to play that ball deep at third, and Graham, who does run well, it was just going to be not enough time, even if Locklear got the ball out of his mitt quickly.
The right-handed batter, Cody Huff, will face Zack Morris for the first time. Graham leads at first, and Morris throws that way. Peyton Graham has stolen 3 bases this summer. Last year with Oklahoma, stole 7 on 10 attempts as he takes a big 3-step lead with 2 outs at first. First, and another throw back to first, and Graham back on his feet.
Graham certainly looks like he has a lead, an aggressive-looking lead almost, that he wants to try and go here with 2 outs, get in scoring position.
Morris eyes Huff, who's watched Morris toss to first twice. Now he comes home. Ball off the outside, snap back throw to first, and back with a head-first slide is Peyton Graham.
Garrett Gillimet's got a good arm behind the plate. He's not afraid to show off the cannon, show off the arm, and Garrett has thrown out several opposing base runners so far already this summer.
1 ball and no strikes. The count to Huff, the pitch. Breaking ball in there for a strike. And it's 1-1 to Huff. Cody Huff was once on his way to Notre Dame before flipping his commitment to the Cardinal of Stanford. When asked about it, he said, nothing bad happened with the Irish. Morris 1-1. Huff checks his swing, but watches a strike drop into the zone, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Huff stating, I just became aware of the opportunity to play with Stanford, and he thought it was the better place to be. Not bad options, Notre Dame or Stanford. 1-2, runner goes, and a swing and a line drive right at the third baseman, Locklear. On his knees, he lunges to his left and makes the catch. 1 hit, 1 left on, no runs come across in the top of the 5th. We'll head to the bottom of the inning. YD still up 2, 3-1 over Orleans.
All right, fans, tonight's game is sponsored by Curry College. Earn a bachelor's or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies at Curry College. In-person and high-flex classes run days, evenings, and weekends in Milton and Plymouth. To learn more about programs in business, accounting, criminal justice, education, nursing, and more, visit curry.edu. Tonight's game is also sponsored by 99 Restaurants. The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls, piled high on grilled brioche and served hot, buttered, or with just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. Now 99, always the real deal. And tonight's game is sponsored by Milton Cat. For sales and rentals of Caterpillar machinery, generators, and marine engines, visit MiltonCat.com, your area cat dealer. Milton Cat, the Cape and Islands Caterpillar dealer, is proud to be a sponsor of today's game.
Making me hungry, Gareth. Colossal-sized lobster roll sounds pretty good right about now.
Well, I don't think we're getting lobster rolls after the game. I think we're getting, I think we're getting some Subway.
Well, I know Garrett Gilliman wouldn't be eating any lobster rolls. Had some 2 nights ago and got food poisoning before picking up a RBI in yesterday's game.
Didn't he call it his Michael Jordan game?
he said post-game, I had my flu game today, which is a very Garrett thing to say.
I think that's a Garrett thing to say. Maybe Maybe a little bit of stretch to say it's a flu game, I guess.
He played pretty well.
Okay, but the magnitude of the game is not is no NBA Finals.
That's fair. That's fair.
Well, we'll let it slide. Okay, we'll let it slide.
Gillimet, flu game, Wareham, July 16th.
I'm gonna remember that forever.
Right-handed batter Tyler Locklear to open up the bottom of the fifth. YD 3, Orleans 1. First pitch. Strike on the outside. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. 1 hit against Adam Meyer for the Firebirds. A solo shot by David Marcano with 2 outs in the third. As Meyer begins his 5th inning of work, 0-1. Swing and a miss, and Locklear in the hole. No balls and 2 strikes. This by far Meyer's best outing of the season. His last one against Bourne came out of the pen. 0-2. Off the outside, Locklear lays off. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I mean, his slider has been really on point tonight. I mean, it's sweeping away from right-handed hitters, running into lefties, and it's just such a lateral slider.
The 1-2. Locklear chops one up the middle, off the glove of Meyer, and into center field, a base hit. Tyler Locklear slaps one up the middle, a leadoff single in the 5th. And the Firebirds will bring the tying run to the plate. It's Julio Marcano.
So for a guy who's the leading RBI man on the team, but with no guys on base, Locklear has had to a little bit more of sort of the roles are reversed. He's had to try and generate the offense and get on base so that guys can try and drive him in.
Only the 2nd hit for the Firebirds tonight. Right-handed batter Marcano looks on. First pitch. And he swings and laces one into right center field. That's going to roll all the way to the wall and over the wall for an automatic double. Firebirds are not happy with that bounce. Tyler Locklear was on his way home, but it hopped over the fence right over the Malloy advertisement over towards the bullpen. A automatic double for Julio Marcano. 2nd hit of the inning. And all of a sudden the Firebirds are cooking as up comes Garrett Gilliman.
He gets a first pitch fastball right down the middle, and he takes it right center field. Julio's got good oppo power, and I think you're right. Orleans probably unfortunate that that ball bounced over the fence because Tyler Locklear, who does run relatively well, and I think he would have had a chance to score, as now Garrett Gillimet coming in here with a chance with the runners in scoring position, tying run at second base. Gilly here is the potential go-ahead run as the fog is now starting to come in here at Eldridge Park.
The fog has come in, and the Firebirds' offense is heating up. YD 3, Orleans 1, nobody out in the bottom of the 5th inning. And the tying runs in scoring position with Marcano at second, Locklear at third. First pitch to the righty. And a swing and a high fly ball into right center field. This one going back. Right fielder Luttrell onto the track, makes the catch. Tagging from third, Locklear will score. The throw in, cut off by the shortstop Graham. It's a sacrifice fly for Garrett Gillimet. And the tying run 90 feet away as up comes David Marcano, who had a solo home run to left his last time up.
Good at bat by Garrett Gillimet, who now has 7 runs batted in on the summer with runners in scoring position. He just knows how to get the job done when the moment is counted on. So now a Marcano trying to drive in another Marcano here.
And now out behind the plate comes Cody Huff to talk to his pitcher Adam Meyer. We mentioned it at the top of the inning. Coming in, Firebirds have struck out 6 times to Meyer, and they had 1 hit by David Marcano. Only 1 other batter had reached, and that was a Chase DeLauder walk in the 4th. Locklear singles up the middle on a 1-2 count. Julio Marcano, an automatic double into right, and Garrett Gillimet, who is the best hitter with runners in scoring position on this Orleans team, flies one to right, scoring Tyler Locklear. Home plate umpire Rich Gaetani coming out, and Scott Pickler is going to go to his bullpen. We'll step aside and come right back. The Firebirds have the time run 90 feet away, and they go ahead at the plate. It's YD 3, Orleans 2 with 1 out and a runner at third in the bottom of the 5th. Welcome back to Eldridge Park. The Orleans Firebirds have the tying run 90 feet away, and it is the last man they want to see on the mound, Jared Gonman, coming in for relief for YD. Gonman has appeared twice against the Firebirds, and in both has been credited with the win. 6 combined shutout innings against the Birds. Gareth, what can Firebird hitters expect from the right-handed pitcher out of Oklahoma?
Yeah, Godman going to come at you from a low three-quarter slot, sort of as a herky-jerky, violent motion, but his fastball is going to run the high 80s, 89, 90. You'll get a couple 91, 92s. He does have a slider and a changeup, so he is a three-pitch guy, but majority will be fastball, slider, and he's a guy that will throw a lot of strikes. So for Orleans hitters, they got to be ready, and for YD, they're going to draw in this infield here with the tying run at third. So if you're David Marcano, you got to try and get this ball into the outfield.
Marcano, a solo home run to left that gave Orleans a 1-0 lead back in the bottom of the third. Here we are in the bottom of the fifth. The Firebirds with the tying run at third. First pitch home. Off the outside, snap back throw to first. Back with a head first slide is Julio Marcano. The count 1 ball and no strikes. 1 out, runner at third. Jarrett Godman, the Firebird killer in his first 2 outings. Sets at the belt. 0-1. Strike on the outside. The count, no balls and 2 strikes. Marcano, first home run, second RBI of the summer. The 0-2. And he swings and misses and strikes out 3 pitches. And David Marcano is sat down, and that's the second out of the 5th inning. As up comes Peyton Chatinier, trying to salvage this opportunity for the Firebirds to even the game up. So the righty Chatinier, who struck out looking back in the third. 0 for 2 today is Peyton. Godman sets at the belt, deals home. Chatinier swings and misses. No balls and 1 strike to him.
I mean, this is a second straight pitcher for YD that has a quality slider, and so now Orleans, they're going to have to be able to pick up that off speed because clearly Godman has confidence in that breaking pitch.
Julio Marcano, the tying run at third, 0-1. Chatinier rolls 1 foul, quickly back on his heels, no balls, 2 strikes. Peyton Chatinier in the leadoff spot has been one of the best hitters for Orleans with runners on base. Hitting .417, a good 100 points higher than his .302 average. And right now trying to score Julio Marcano from third. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, 3 pitches and a strikeout. Back-to-back Ks from Jarrett Godman. And the Firebirds strand the tying run at third. That will do it for the 5th. We'll head to the 6th inning. YD 3, Orleans 2. 2 hits, 1 left on, and 1 run comes across. But first, let's go to Noah Searson. Noah, what do you got?
Appreciate it, Carlos. So I have a pen report, and first and foremost, I would just like to apologize from the pregame show, saying that it looked like we were going to be playing a baseball game without fog because, of course, the fog has descended on the field. It is not as bad as it has been in the past, I will say. Most of the thicker stuff has blown away. Doesn't look like it'll impact this game too much. A little foggier in this one. Wind's starting to blow out, so balls may start to sail a little bit more. And then when we talk about the bullpen, we got Zack Morris trotting out there again, but we're going to have Connor Housley, right-hander, warming up along with Jake Somm, the left-hander. So one of those two will be coming in for Morris when he needs relief. It'll be entirely matchup-based at that point, whether it's a righty or lefty who comes in. But it's Housley/Somm next. That's a report I got from the outfield, but I'll send it back to you guys in the booth for now.
Appreciate it, Noah. Thanks so much. As we begin the top of the 6th inning, Carlo Jimenez alongside Gareth Kwok on the Birds Broadcast Network, and the Orleans Firebirds trailing the YD Red Sox 3-2 here at Eldridge Park. The 4th matchup between these two teams, and the first of a home-and-home will be at YD for a 5 o'clock start tomorrow. Catches right here on the Birds Broadcast Network. Left-handed batter Crew Robinson to face Zack Morris, who begins his third inning of work. The opening offering down the hill. Misses inside. And the count, 1 ball and no strikes to Robinson. Robinson has struck out twice, but both of those were against Max Rajic. And the 1-0. And that one fouled off down the left field line. 1 ball, 1 strike. It'll be Robinson, Latrell, Bowser. Riley Knight if one reaches. So 3 of the 4 next batters are lefties against the southpaw Morris. 1-1. Swinging a ground ball up the middle. Second baseman Chatinier to his left. Stumbles with it. Throws across the mound to first in time. Chatinier scooped it off the ground. Had trouble gripping the baseball and had to sling it across his body and gets the speed of Crew Robinson. As Zack Morris tips his cap to his second baseman, and there's one away in the top of the 6th.
Just a bang-bang play at first, and really did not think that Chatinier was going to be able to recover in time, given that he bobbled the baseball. But the low throw dug out by Trey Harmon, who continues to play a solid defensive first base, and a nice play for out number 1.
First pitch to lefty Latrell, and he takes a strike. No balls and 1 strike to him. Chase Latrell, the left-handed batter, picked up just the second hit of the summer. Lefty on lefty against Zack Morris. For that, Morris 1 for 13 against lefties, 0-1. And there's a swing and a looper into left center field. Center fielder Delotter probing to his right. On the jog, he turns and faces and makes the catch. And down goes Chase Latrell. So Latrell's hit, which is the difference in this ball game right now, that 2 RBI triple. Back in the 4th, he would come around to score on a throwing error by David Marcano on the relay that hit Latrell in the helmet and went past the third baseman Locklear. And that's why YD leads 3-2. Right into batter Bowser looks on. Morris deals. Bowser checks his swing, takes a strike. No balls and 1 strike to him. Top 6, YD 3, Orleans 2. 2 out. And the base path's quiet on a humid Saturday night. So glad you could join us. It is a beautiful night for baseball at Eldridge Park. Morris 0-1. Breaking ball. Misses inside. Pops out of the glove of Guillemette. And the count, 1 ball and 1 strike to the sophomore out of Stanford, Drew Bowser. Bowser picking up a home run last time out. He leans back, an open stance. The bat above his helmet with a Stanford logo. 1-1. Swing and a miss. And Zack Morris a strike away from his first 1-2-3 inning of the night.
And what probably will be his last inning of the night before Kelly Nicholson goes to the bullpen once again.
Got the report from Noah Searson. A couple of arms warming up. Morris exhales. 1-2. And a swing and a pop-up. Shallow right field going back. The second baseman Chatinier on the back pedal. He'll make the catch, and that will do it. 1-2-3 goes Morris in the top of the 6th. We'll head to the bottom of the inning. Firebirds down a run here at Eldridge Park. It's YD 3, Orleans 2, midway through 6.
Hi, I'm Steve Anzoni, owner of Fairway Financial and Cape Cod's Retirement Income Specialist. If you want to hit a home run with your retirement income plan, schedule a time to meet with me today.
Get more details at fairwayfinancial.net. That's fairwayfinancial.net.
Welcome back to Eldridge Park. Carlo Jimenez alongside Gareth Kwok as we open up the bottom of the 6th inning. Left-handed batter Corey Acton to lead things off against the bird killer, Jared Godman. I mean, this guy, it feels like every time he comes in against the Firebirds, you're just trying to make him pitch as much as possible, get him out of the game. 6 2/3 and no runs allowed, 2 wins. First pitch home. Acton takes a strike. No balls and 1 strike to him.
Yeah, he's just been lights out every time he faces Orleans for whatever reason.
I mean, Whitey's played the Firebirds twice. They won twice and tied once. 0-1. Strike 2 down the pipe to Acton. No balls and 2 strikes. And both the wins credited to the righty reliever. The former Harwich Mariner turned Firebird, Corey Acton, looking to lead things off with a base runner in the bottom of the 6th. YD 3, Orleans 2. The 0-2 to the plate. Misses inside. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes to the rising junior out of Fort Lauderdale. Acton, when the Firebirds signed him, Gareth, both of us were a little surprised. 1-2. Checks his swing. Did he go around? He did, said third base umpire Brandon Johnson. 3 up, 3 down, all on swinging strikeouts for Jared Godman. And up comes Luke Keishel with 1 out and the base is empty. We're going back to Acton. He's been a pleasant surprise. 2 doubles yesterday, an RBI. Was 0 for 12 in his time at Harwich before he is released. And so far with the Firebirds, 3 for 13. With a couple of stolen bases as well. First pitch to the righty, Keishel. And he looks at a ball that misses inside. 1 ball and no strikes.
I mean, I think this is a team right now that they could use the depth rather than having less guys. Right now, Jack Bolger, Jared Mckenzie, who both collided into one another yesterday, they're both day-to-day right now.
1-0. Keishel checks his swing, watches a ball skip back.
So you'll take anybody, really, that can play anywhere. They can provide some positional versatility, and Corey Acton, who can play, the infield, really, any of those spots, third base, second base, and then serve as DH, too.
The 1-1. Keishel swings and cranks one in the left field. That ball is going back. See you later. A tying solo shot from Luke Keishel ends the dominance of Jared Godman against the Firebirds. And after 7 scoreless innings, Keishel gets to Godman. It's a 3-3 game in the bottom of the 6th with 1 out.
And with that swing of the bat by Luke Keishel, that is the first earned run allowed by Jared Godman in his time with YD, facing off against Orleans, and Keishel getting all of that one into left center field.
Left-handed batter, DeLauder looks towards Godman, and he takes a first pitch strike on the inside. Luke Keishel says, I haven't seen Jared Godman before. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Let me take him deep to left. First home run of the summer. Here comes an 0-1. And DeLauder fouls one over Route 28. No balls and 2 strikes. Going back to the depth of this Firebirds team, Gareth, if you want a kind of an idea of how shallow it is, Jared Mckenzie is in the lineup today. He's listed as a bench player, which means he's technically available. 1-2, DeLauder, or 0-2, excuse me, another foul ball down the left field line. Jared Mckenzie wore shades all day today because he can't really open one of his eyes. It's so swollen from his collision. Thankfully, he's all right. And day-to-day, the report from skipper Kelly Nicholson, but Firebirds just don't have the bodies. Base is empty, 1 out, 0-2. Swing and a miss. Chase DeLauder strikes out. Only the 9th time DeLauder has struck out this season. And down goes the cleanup hitter, and up comes the right-handed batter, Trey Harmon.
I mean, right now, when you look at this, what Orleans has off the bench, you got Benjamin Blackwell and then Justin Mickness. And so those are the 2 guys right now with Bolger and Mckenzie out. Instead of a 4-man bench, you got a 2-man bench.
Right-handed batter Harmon looks on. The pitch from Godman is downstairs. Count 1 ball and no strikes. Luke Keishel with his first home run of the summer. A solo shot to left, and we are even at 3 here at Eldridge Park, YD and Orleans, 1-0. Harmon watches a ball, misses away. 2 balls and no strikes. Keishel not necessarily known for his power, only 4 home runs in the spring of 2021 with USF. 2-0 to the plate. Another fastball away. And it's 3 balls and no strikes to Trey Harmon. Keishel home run, according to the great Jackson Thomas, the man with the numbers. 90 miles an hour off the bat, 3-0. Strike on the outside, 3 balls and 1 strike to Harmon. And 354, just over the 350 sign and left. Godman trying to get out of the inning with no more damage done. 3-1 to Trey Harmon. And he swings and lines one into left field, a base hit. Harmon picks up a knock. A 2-out single keeps the bottom of the 6th alive. And up comes Tyler Locklear with 1 on.
That's the same pitch that Keishel was able to hit a home run off of. Godman tries to throw a front hip slider, but it leaks out into the middle of the plate a little bit too much. And so for Trey Harmon and Luke Keishel, they've been able to get solid contact off of him. And so for Godman, he's not really trying to aim for that middle of the zone with the slider. He's trying to get it a little bit more inside.
Right-handed batter Locklear looks towards Godman. The pitch home. Strike on the outside edge. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. Orleans 3, YD 3. Firebirds looking for their first win against the Red Sox. 0-2-1 on the year against them. 0-1. Misses away. 1 ball, 1 strike to Locklear. The Scott Pickler curse and the Firebirds trying to break the seal. Here at home on the front half of a home and home. 2 outs. Harmon leads at first, the 1-1. Locklear watches a ball miss away. And the count, 2 balls and a strike. Tyler Locklear ending his 3-game hitless streak with a 3-hit night last night against Wareham. Singled back in the 5th and was the first run of the game. 2-1. Off the outside. 3 balls and a strike to Tyler Locklear. Keishel goes deep to even this game up. Jared Godman had gone 7 innings of scoreless baseball against the Firebirds before the new guy from the Bay Area takes him deep. And now Orleans has the go-ahead run at first in Trey Harmon. 3-1. Strike on the outside edge. Locklear bends back. Doesn't necessarily agree with the home plate umpire, Rich Guy Tanny. And the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Harmon with a healthy lead at first. The 3-2 to the plate. And Locklear just gets a piece of that breaking ball. Godman changing up speeds. Looks like he went with the changeup, and Tyler able to spoil one back to the screen, and he'll await another 3-2 pitch.
Yeah, it looked like Locklear just missed that one because I think that one got more of the plate than Godman had intended.
Harmon will get a head start with 2 outs. There he goes, 3-2. And another foul straight back towards the bird's nest. And another 3-2 pitch upcoming. This game decides the 3rd place team in the East. Harwich in 2nd, Brewster atop the division in a clustered East and is really up for grabs. Only 3 wins separates Chatham and first place Brewster. 3-2. Locklear swings and bloops one into left center field, coming in the left fielder Robinson. And on the jog, he'll make the catch. 1 run comes across, 2 hits, and 1 left on. Luke Keishel goes deep, and the Firebirds have evened it up at 3 here at Eldridge Park. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Noah Searson. Noah, what do you got for us?
Yeah, so Carlo, a little bit of an offensive explosion right there. Firebirds bats coming alive. So you may be asking yourself the question, what fuels the Firebird, what gets them so they can score runs on the field. And funny enough, the big pregame tradition for the entire team has become the pregame gas station run. I think it was started by Marquise Grissom Jr. and Connor Housley. They had started to go, but it's become a thing that quite literally every single player on the team has done. You know, Mickness will get his sour gummy worms. Everybody gets their sunflower seeds. Body armor has become a big hit amongst the players, but maybe the most interesting order out of them all is from James Madison's Chase DeLauder, who discovered midseason that if he wants to play well on the field, he has to have a purple Powerade and regular Goldfish. Has it before every single game now, and it's funny, the training staff even hooked him up with a big thing of Goldfish. So, you know, maybe Goldfish have a little bit of medical use too. I'm not sure. I'm not a doctor. But the gas station runs have definitely been helping out the Firebirds offense. As you can see, 3-3 ball game. Still a lot of time left, but we definitely got a good one on our hands. So I'll send it back to you, Gareth, in the booth.
All right. Thanks so much, Noah Searson. The pregame gas station run. I mean, we did hear some rumors, I guess, that this was becoming a thing, and I guess now it's confirmed. They go there every time.
What would you order? I mean, I gotta ask.
I mean, I think a body armor sounds great, and then maybe some Chex Mix.
Ooh.
You know, get you some Chex Mix.
It's a good order.
Zack Morris remaining in the ball game, facing off against the lefty Briley Knight. First pitch is a big swing and a miss on the curveball, 0-1. So how about Zack Morris? He already has pitched 2 2/3 innings. A 1 pitch, Knight shows bunt, pulls back, and it's low. 1-1. It's Knight, Liu, and then Hoffman, the 8-9-1 hitters, and this has been the longest outing for Zack Morris so far this season. We'll see if Morris will go beyond the lefty Knight, or if Kelly Nicholson will say this is his last hitter. 1-1 pitch, curveball on the outside corner, a strike 2 called. 1-2 to the University of Portland center fielder Briley Knight. Luke Keischel hitting his first home run of the summer in the bottom of the 6th, has evened up the score 3-3. We're here now in the top of the 7th. 1-2. Popped up down the left field line. Locklear racing over, but it's going to go foul beyond the screen. And it remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. You can still feel the humidity in the air here in Orleans, and there's no wind right now. And so it is a warm, muggy night in mid-July here on the Cape. 1-2 the Knight. Morris at the set, throws, and it's taken low and outside for ball 2. Pretty good two-strike spot from Zack Morris. It's 2-2 now. Morris at the belt. The 2-2 offering. Curveball, swing and a miss. Briley Knight goes down. Second time he has struck out today, and for Zack Morris, 4th strikeout for the left-hander out of Arkansas. And there's one away here in the 7th, and Kelly Nicholson is going to let Zack Morris remain in the game, and the 4 strikeouts, that's a season high for Zack this season as well. Here's Zach Liu out of Cal State Fullerton. First pitch is a high strike, called for strike 1, 0-1.
Before this outing, Morris's highest strikeout total was 2 at Wareham in his first outing as a Firebird. He's got 4 today.
Gets a sign from Guillemette. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Liu, swing and a miss, and it's now 0-2. So Zack Morris already with 43 pitches in through exactly 3 innings. This has been his longest outing, and he's done a nice job so far out of the bullpen. 0-2. Swing and a miss again. Took something off, threw it in the dirt. Zach Liu unable to hold up. He chases, and there's 2 gone. Strikeout number 5 for Zack Morris. How about this for the sophomore? And Wyatt Hoffman now will stand in. Top of the order, due up now for the Red Sox.
Now, Kelly letting him pitch to these righty batters. We know Skip has been known to ride the hot hand.
First pitch to Hoffman. Shows bunt, takes a first pitch strike on the inside for a called strike one. Hoffman, who's 1 for 3 tonight. He's lined out to second. He is singled to left, or doubled to left, pardon me. And then he has bounced out to short. The second baseman from the University of the Pacific. The 0-1. Fly ball into left center field, hit pretty well. Racing over is the left fielder, Keishel, and he makes a sliding grab to his left. His first home run of the summer, and now a nice play out in left field. For the University of San Francisco sophomore, as we head now to the bottom of the seventh inning stretch time here from Eldridge Park. It's YD 3, Orleans 3. Great ball game here from Orleans when we return here on the Birds Broadcast Network. Welcome back to this presentation of the Birds Broadcast Network. Here at the Quack alongside Carl Jimenez and our sideline reporter Noah Searson. Game number 20 on the schedule for the Orleans Firebirds. Still plenty of baseball left to be played here for the rest of the month of July and then the first week of August. And we got ourselves a good one here. YD 3, Orleans 3. Jarrett Godman still in the ball game for the Red Sox. He's already pitched an inning and 2/3, and he'll face off against the bottom of the order for the Firebirds. Julio Marcano, Garrett Guillemette, and David Marcano, as Julio takes a first pitch strike at the knees, 0-1. Righty on righty matchup. Julio slightly open stance, swings at the 0-1 and fouls it straight back. And it's 0-2 now to the Orleans right fielder, Julio Marcano. Julio tonight, 1 for 2. A ground out and then a double to right center field. 0-2 pitch. Popped up down the right field line. This is going to be a souvenir out of play. Very good crowd on hand here at Eldridge Park. The hill is filled for a Saturday night. 0-2. And Marcano takes in the dirt. 1-2 now.
It's standing room only here. I mean, behind us, there's a crowd. And nobody likes hanging around us.
I think these fans have been waiting a long time to have a weekend home game, and they have gotten it tonight. 1-2. Fastball lookout. Almost takes Marcano's head off as that one, a heat-seeking fastball high and in. It's 2-2. Jarrett Godman deals to Marcano. 2-2. Fastball. Foul tipped into the glove of the catcher Huff for strike 3. And for Jarrett Godman, that's his 5th strikeout of the ball game in 2 innings pitched. And one down here in the 7th now for Garrett Guillemette. Guillemette is 0 for 1. Does have an RBI, a sac fly in the 5th as he waves and misses on the first pitch. Breaking ball, 0-1. A 1. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back sliders from Godman, and Guillemette is out in front. 0-2. Firebirds trying to defeat YD for the first time all summer. 0-2. Slider taken for a ball outside. 1-2. YD has lost 2 in a row, and they've lost 5 of their last 7. They're in a bit of a slump themselves. 1-2. Guillemette taps it foul off the end of the bat. Remains 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, that slider that Garrett swung and missed the first 2 times he saw it. He just gets a piece to stay alive.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Godman gets the sign from Huff. Throws. Swinging a foul. Popped up, straight back. And we'll do it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
So Garrett battling here with Godman. Even in that first at-bat where he struck out looking, it was a long one with Meyer. Starting to maybe see the ball a little bit better.
1-2. Breaking ball, chopped foul off the third base side. So Guillemette in a battle right now with Godman. And it remains 1-2. Third baseman Lou is protecting the line, as well as the first baseman Bowser. YD, they have yet to lose 3 in a row this summer. 1-2. Guillemette off the end of the bat into left field, and that will drop for a base hit. Garrett Guillemette dumps one in there in front of Robinson. And 1 out. Orleans has the go-ahead runner aboard for David Marcano. So Guillemette, who saw 7 pitches from Godman and able to deliver a 1-out hit. Here is Marcano now. Righty versus righty. First pitch from Godman. Swinging a pop-up, fouled back behind the bird's nest, behind our press box, and it's 0-1. David Marcano, who drove in the first run of the ball game for Orleans back in the third, with his first home run on the Cape, a solo blast over the left field fence toward the scoreboard. The 0-1 pitch from Jared Godman. A long hold. And now time is called.
You mentioned it, Gareth. Godman tries to throw off hitters' timings. He's got that herky-jerky motion. Sometimes he'll pause mid-away, and they're holding for a couple seconds while David Marcano looks on.
A 1 pitch on the ground to third. Lou behind the bag, fires to second for 1. The turn to first is late, and not in time to get Marcano. They do get the lead out at second base, so it will go as a fielder's choice. And so now 2 down. Marcano at first, and the top of the order comes up to the plate in Peyton Chanier.
And now you see what the strategy is behind holding for so long. They're a quick pitch. So David, who had to wait a good 5 or 6 seconds, then called time, gets quick pitch the next time he digs in, and it ends up in the fielder's choice.
Chanier is 0 for 3 tonight against YD. He has struck out twice and has bounced out to third. Marcano with his lead at first. And the first pitch. Chanier takes a fastball on the outside for a called strike. 0-1 to the Ole Miss second baseman. Marcano at first doesn't have a ton of speed. Definitely not base-stealing speed. He'll stay at first. 0-1 to Chanier. Godman turns and fires to first to check on Marcano. Marcano dives back in safely. David does not have a steal on the summer yet.
Did steal 13 bases at NJIT this past season.
A 1. Little blooper down the right field line. Foul off the inner part of the bat. And it's 0-2 now to Chanier.
Although, Gareth, I'd be surprised if they send David just because of that hand injury he's got. Sliding into a base might be a little extra painful.
Broke his hamate bone in the spring, so although he said it's fine, but always run the risk of re-aggravating something or injuring it again. No balls and 2 strikes to Chanier with Corey Acton on deck. Godman at the set. Deals. And a breaking ball taken for a ball. Check swing. No on the appeal, says first base umpire Mark Delaney. 1 ball, 2 strikes. YD got all of their runs in the 4th. 3 of them. 2 of those runs came on a triple by Chase Luttrell, who eventually then scored on a throwing error by David Marcano that hit off the helmet of Luttrell and then ricocheted out of play. So it was a 2 RBI triple, and then Luttrell scores on the error. Meanwhile, for Orleans, they've had a couple solo home runs. David Marcano, Luke Keichel, as well as an RBI sac fly from Garrett Guillemette, as Godman has checked on Marcano twice over at first, unable to get him. 1-2. Bottom 7, 3-3 game between YD and Orleans. The 1-2 pitch. Chanier takes outside. Good take from the Orleans second baseman, and it's now 2-2. YD in the top of the 8th will have Tanner Smith, Peyton Graham, and Cody Huff dude up against what we think will be a new pitcher for Orleans. The 2, 3, and 4 batters. 2-2. Marcano at first. He's running. Swing and a foul that hits off the ankle of Chanier. Marcano has to return to first. A Schinberger off of Chanier's bat, and he'll try and shake off the pain. It remains 2-2. Jared Godman with 48 pitches thrown so far in this outing. Marcano at first, he does not go, and the 2-2 pitch swung on and missed for strike 3 as Chanier chases a slider outside. 6th strikeout for Jarrett Godman, and he keeps this game tied at 3. We head now to the 8th. Zack Morris back out on the bump when we come back here on the Birds Broadcast Network. YD 3, Orleans 3.
Appreciate it, Gareth. Now let's bring you the scores around the Cape Cod Baseball League. 3 games are done, 2 still going on, both in the top of the 8th. We'll bring you the finals. The Brewster Whitecaps with the win. They remain atop the Eastern Division, 7-3 over Katuitt. Harwich Mariners, second place in the East. They won as well, 4-1 over Falmouth. More bad news coming your way. The Chatham Anglers, who were the last team in the East, they also won, 4-1 over Hyannis. So all those East teams getting the wins over Western Division opponents today. Bourne Braves with a 1-0 lead over the Wareham Gatemen at Spillane. Braves 15-2 Braves 15-2 on the year. Absolutely incredible stuff. They're really playing for the playoffs. August 5th is the date they have circled on their calendar. And we are the other game in the top of the 8th, even here at 3.
Well, think about it. Orleans able to get one of those, at least one of the opponents. Orleans was one of the 4 games that Bourne was not able to win, is what I'm trying to say, basically. So, but they will meet again at Doran Park next week. And so that should be a fun one between the Firebirds and the Braves on the road. But Zack Morris, who is still in this ball game, to much of our surprise, he's thrown already 3 2/3 innings, allowed 2 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. He faces off against the lefty Tanner Smith. First pitch is a curveball low for ball 1.
We mentioned it in the 7th that the lefty Knight would probably be his last batter. I would assume this lefty Smith is his last batter.
The 1-0 pitch to Smith. Fastball on the outside corner, a called strike, 1-1. Tanner Smith has seen Zack Morris before. In fact, he took him deep back last Sunday at Red Wilson Field Morris came on to face Smith out of the bullpen, and then Smith took him to right center field for a home run. 1-1. Ground ball sharply hit up the middle. Backhanded stop by Chanier. Throw on the run. What a play for out number 1. He's got a smile on his face, and he makes a brilliant play up the middle, taking away a base hit from Tanner Smith. 1 gone here in the 8th.
That's the second web gem we have seen from Chanier today. Retired Robinson back to open up the 6th, and boy, he's had a rough night at the plate, 3 strikeouts, but has looked incredible in the field.
Right-hand hitting Peyton Graham will face off against Morris. And the first pitch is a breaking ball right down the pipe for a called strike. And it's odd because Kelly Nicholson, he likes to play the matchups, Carlo, and we've seen it a lot this summer, rather righty on righty, lefty on lefty, but he is letting Morris go here. Unusually enough. 0-1. Swing and a miss in the dirt. And Graham chases. It's 0-2.
Yeah, what comes to mind is Skip likes to go with the hot hand. Example that comes to mind is Jeff Bramwell, who appeared twice in the first 2 weeks of the season and has appeared 3 times this week because of how well he's pitched.
The 0-2 offering. Curveball tapped foul right in front of us here at the broadcast table. Carlo Jimenez was ready to make a play, and it remains 0-2.
I had the bare hand ready.
No glove, though.
No. I don't believe in him.
Okay, all right. Graham chokes up on the bat and awaits the 0-2 from Morris. And he takes low and outside for ball 1. 1-2. Zack Morris, who entered this ball game in the top of the 4th. We're now in the top of the 8th. From the set, the 1-2 popped up off to the right and onto the hill. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Peyton Graham. Zack Morris's longest outing with Arkansas this spring was just 2 innings. 1-2, swing and a miss. The fastball past Peyton Graham. How about Zack Morris picking up his 6th strikeout of the ball game? And there's 2 away for Cody Huff.
Morris, as you would say, is in the zone right now. And I think Kelly Nicholson's going to ride it. And who wouldn't? 4 1/3. Just 1 run, 6 strikeouts, which is more than his total in all of his previous outings.
Cody Huff swings at the first pitch. High fly ball in the center field, straightaway center. DeLauder settles underneath it, makes the high backhand catch. And the side is retired as Garrett Gillemick, his battery mate, goes out to hug him. What a performance from Zack Morris. 4 2/3 innings pitched in relief for the Orleans Firebirds, and he keeps this game tied at 3 as we head now to the bottom of the 8th with Orleans and YD still knotted up at 3 apiece. We'll be right back here on the Birds Broadcast Network. Acton, Keishel, and DeLauder dude up. Back here at Eldridge Park, Gareth Kwok alongside Carlo Jimenez and our sideline reporter, Noah Searson. We're in the last of the 8th here in Orleans. YD 3, Orleans 3. And the new pitcher now for the Red Sox is going to be now the right-hander, the rising sophomore from BYU, Reed Mclaughlin, 5'11", 175-pound right-hander from Scottsdale, Arizona. And Carlo, what is Mclaughlin going to throw here against the 2, 3, and 4 batters of the Firebirds?
Yeah, pretty much a two-pitch guy. Fastball tops out around 92 and the slider 78 to 82. He's a good athlete, gets off the mound well. One thing to note, though, he's going to face the lefty Acton and DeLauder. Left-handed hitters hitting 283. Righties just 208 in the spring at BYU. So look for Acton and DeLauder to try to find success against Mclaughlin.
Reed Mclaughlin has been arguably the best reliever in the Red Sox bullpen. He has not allowed an earned run in 5 appearances. And the first pitch to Corey Acton is a slider, a called strike at the knees, 0-1. He's thrown 10 2/3 innings with 9 strikeouts over 5 walks. He has been terrific out of the bullpen. 0-1, slider in the dirt for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Every appearance he has made, he has thrown at least 2 innings, so he will likely go 8 and 9 to close out this game for YD. 1-1. Acton off the hands, bounced foul toward the YD dugout, and it's 1-2. Mclaughlin, who has pitched against Orleans this summer, he's making his 3rd appearance against the Firebirds. Last appeared on Sunday against Orleans. Pitched 2 2/3 scoreless. Gave up 3 hits, 1 walk, no strikeouts. Acton on the 1-2, pops it up foul on the Route 28 down the third base side. And it's 1-2 to the future Georgia Bulldog, Corey Acton. It's Acton, Keishel, and then DeLauder, the 2, 3, and 4 batters for Orleans here in this bottom of the 8th, trying to break the tie. 1-2, swing and a miss. In the dirt, Huff picks it up, tags out Acton, and 1 gone here in the bottom of the 8th to start off the night for Reed Mclaughlin. So Mclaughlin picks up his first strikeout. And here's Keishel now. Righty versus righty, first pitch, fastball that just catches the outside for a called strike 1. Right on the edge of the zone. 0-1 to Keishel, who picked up his first home run as a Firebird back in the 6th. Takes an 0-1 fastball right at the same spot for strike 2. 0-2 to Luke Keishel. His game-tying home run in the 6th right now has tied up the score. The 0-2. Little looper down the right field line. Bowser will give it a look, but it's going to bounce foul. And so we'll do it again, 0-2. As Keishel just got a piece of it to try and stay alive. Luke Keishel, who got the call from his head coach at USF after spending time in the Cal Ripken League with the Gaithersburg Giants. And here he is now, becoming an everyday player for Orleans. 0-2 pitch, line foul down the right field line again. Still 0-2 to Keishel with DeLauder waiting on deck.
Keishel fighting off a couple of pitches away. Let's see where Mclaughlin comes with this one. Still 0-2.
Mclaughlin, who was one of the best relievers out of the bullpen for the BYU Cougars this spring. 0-2, fastball taken for strike 3, called on the outside corner. Mclaughlin just painting that outside perfectly, and Keishel is down looking for out number 2.
Yeah, you could see Keishel give the audible what and then shake his head as he went into the dugout. He did not agree with that call.
So with nobody on and 2 out, here's DeLauder. First pitch. Chase pops it up in the infield. Second baseman Hoffman, a step to his right, settles underneath it, and he makes the two-handed catch. And DeLauder's retired on 1 pitch, and the side is retired. A 1-2-3, 8th inning, pitched by Reed Mclaughlin, and we will send this game now to the 9th. Last chance for YD to take the lead. But let's first now send it over to our sideline reporter, Noah Searson, who's got the answer to tonight's trivia. Noah?
Yeah, appreciate it, Garrett. So, again, we had another night of trivia, and to repeat the question, it was which conference is most represented on the current Firebirds roster, and how many players from that conference are on the team. We got a couple people on Twitter who got the conference right, which is the SEC, but nobody got the number right. A lot of people had the number guess of 10. You might have been looping in Jonathan Cannon from Georgia. He's gone, a couple other guys, but the correct answer is 7, is how many SEC guys are currently on this roster. We got 3 Vandy guys, Georgia, and a couple others. But that is the answer to today's trivia, SEC 7. Nobody got it fully right. We had a couple half credit. So that's, maybe passing depending on what school you go to. But not the right answer tonight. Fortunately, we'll have another trivia question next home game. But for now, we got a great game going on right here. Tie ball game, 9th inning. It doesn't get much better than this. So I'll send it back to the guys in the booth.
All right, thanks so much, Noah. And as always, thanks to our fans for participating in tonight's trivia. And we'll do it again next home game next week. But tomorrow we will be on the road at YD. 5 p.m. first pitch. We'll have 4:45 p.m. pregame. And Zack Morris still in the ball game for Orleans. First pitch to the lefty Crew Robinson is fouled off his foot. Strike 1 to the future UC San Diego outfielder Robinson. A 3-3 ball game. Orleans trying to keep this one tied heading into the bottom of the 9th. It's Robinson, Luttrell, and then Bowser. 5, 6, and 7 due up for Scott Pickler and the Red Sox. Morris is 0-1. Fouled straight back to the screen, and it's 0-2. Zack Morris has thrown 4 2/3 innings. And the 0-2. Fastball just outside, says home plate umpire Rich Gaetani. And it's 1-2 now. He's thrown 4 2/3 innings, allowed 2 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, over 6 strikeouts. This has been his best outing out of the bullpen for Orleans so far this summer. From the line, the 1-2. Chopped foul down the right field line. And it remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Morris was currently at 60 pitches on the night. Kelly Nicholson riding the hot hand of Morris. The 1-2 pitch. Curveball taken low and away for ball 2, pardon me. So now 2-2.
Michael Polk looks like he's waiting to come in. Standing there getting warm, just throwing a couple warm-up pitches every time Morris throws.
From the stretch, the 2-2. Curveball just a bit high. Says home plate umpire Rich Gaetani again. Garrett Gilmet tried to frame that in the strike zone. May have been a bit high. But now a full count pitch to Robinson, who's 0 for 3 tonight with a couple of strikeouts looking and a ground out to second. The 3-2. And it's taken low for ball 4. Morris tried to go for the changeup there, and a pretty easy take for Robinson, and he is on base now. And here comes another left-handed hitter in Chase Luttrell. So for Morris, only the second walk of the ball game for the left-hander out of Arkansas. And now here's Luttrell, who has driven in the only runs of the game for YD. First pitch, curveball high and outside for ball 1. Luttrell in the 4th hit a 2-run triple to left center off Zack Morris. It was the first hitter that Morris faced upon coming out of the bullpen. It gave YD the lead at that time, 2-1, and then as Luttrell slid into third, David Marcano threw the ball off his helmet, and it ricocheted out of play and allowed Luttrell to score on the dead ball. So it was 3 runs on that play, as Matt Troop will come out and have a quick conversation with Morris. But other than that, Zack Morris has been terrific, and for the most part, this YD offense has not gotten much. Zack Morris, before giving up that walk to Robinson, had retired the last 10 hitters straight. And now here he is, trying to strand the leadoff man on base, or get the double play ball. There is some activity in the bullpen for the Firebirds. 1 ball, no strike to Luttrell. The pitch. A high fastball, check swing, and Luttrell went around. It's 1-1. Orleans with a record of 8-8-3. They are .500. YD with a record of 9-8-4. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Morris with another high fastball. Luttrell can't lay off. And it's 1-2 now with Drew Bowser on deck for the Red Sox. Front end of a home and home between YD and Orleans. A look over at first. And now Morris will throw to first and check on Robinson, who's back to first, standing up.
Got to imagine, Garrett, this is the longest Morris has gone since he was in high school. And so for Morris, kind of uncharted territory for the past 2 years, but he has looked comfortable.
1-2, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Luttrell strikes out. Zack Morris with 7 strikeouts on the night. And he will face now Drew Bowser out of Stamford. How about Zack Morris out of the bullpen for the Orleans Firebirds? Max Rajic went 3 1/3 innings, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, and Zack Morris is taking the lead the rest of the way. The first pitch is up high, taken for ball 1. Orleans will be on the road again tomorrow. Sunday, 5 p.m. first pitch from Red Wilson Field. We'll have pregame at 4:45 for going on the road again at Hyannis on Monday and at Katuitt on Tuesday. 1-0 is a fastball that runs high and away for ball 2. It's 2-0 to Bowser. Our next home game will be on Wednesday when Orleans takes on Brewster, and that should be a big game at Eldridge Park. 7 p.m. first pitch, 6:45 pregame. That'll be next Wednesday. The 2-0 to Bowser. Fastball on the outside corner, 2-1. Bowser, who does have home run power. He hit 7 on the spring for the Stanford Cardinal, and he already has 1 on the summer here on the Cape. Robinson at first, Morris, the 2-1. Fastball again on the outside corner. Strike 2 called. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes to Drew Bowser, who is 0 for 2. He is lined out to short, drawn a walk, and has popped out to second. Morris trying to send this to the bottom of the 9th and keep this game level. The 2-2. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Guillemet's throw to second. Chanier unable to handle the short hop, and it goes out into center field. Robinson, though, will stay at second. 8 strikeouts for Zack Morris, as Crew Robinson now in the scoring position. So Robinson will get the steal. And if Peyton Chanier perhaps dug out that low throw, they might have had a chance to get Robinson for a strike him out, throw him out. Instead now, Briley Knight, last opportunity for YD. Lefty on lefty matchup here with a runner on second. The first pitch, curveball on the outside. 0-1 tonight, who is 0 for 2. He has bounced out to the pitcher and has struck out twice. Oh and 1 tonight. The pitch popped up fouled on the Route 28, and it's 0-2 now. Orleans in the last of the ninth will have Trey Harmon, Tyler Locklear, and Julio Marcano, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters dewed up. Morris has gotten 12 YD Red Sox hitters to swing and miss tonight. 0-2. Check swing, curveball. Did he go around? No. Third base umpire Brandon Johnson says Knight did not swing on the check swing, and so it's now 1-2. Go ahead run at second for the Red Sox. The Orleans fans clapping in unison, trying to cheer on Morris. A look over at second, the 1-2. Grounded to second, Janye has it. Flips it on over to first in time. Zack Morris. All of his teammates come pouring out to give him a fist bump. 5 1/3 out of the bullpen for the Arkansas left-hander. And this game remains tied. Orleans will have their last chance to take the lead and win the ball game. Heading into the bottom of the ninth, it's Harmon, Locklear, and Marcano, 5, 6, and 7 hitters dewed up when we come back. Trey Harmon, Tyler Locklear, and Julio Marcano dewed up here against Reed Mclaughlin out for his second inning, trying to keep this game tied. The first pitch, Harmon takes low and outside for ball 1. Zack Morris has been superb out of the bullpen, 5 2/3 innings in relief. He has done his job. The offense now has to do their part as Harmon swings and fouls one off the end of the bat. 1 ball, 1 strike. To Trey Harmon, the future Stetson Hatter. Mclaughlin was not allowed an earned run all summer here on the Cape. 1-1 is a fastball at the knees, right at the bottom of the strike zone for a called strike 2. Kelly Nicholson doesn't like the call from home plate umpire Rich Gaetani, and it's now 1-2. Mclaughlin at the set. Here's the 1-2. Harmon lays off on the pitch away. It's 2-2. All three have home run power. Harmon, Locklear, and Marcano. One swing could send the Orleans crowd home happy. 2-2. Harmon, sharp ground ball, diving stop to his left. Luke gets up, throws to first, one away. Zach Luho has been tremendous at the hot corner for the YD Red Sox. He has taken away multiple hits from Orleans hitters, and he just robbed Trey Harmon of a base hit on a fine play to his left. One gone. And now here's Locklear, the Atlantic 10 Player of the Year, the freshman All-American. Opportunity for him now against Mclaughlin. The first pitch. Locklear takes a breaking ball up high. 1-0 to the VCU third baseman, who was 1 for 3 today with a single up the middle. 1-0. Locklear takes low and outside for a called strike. Ooh. A pitcher strike as Locklear, his body language not in agreement with that call. 1-1. The pitch. Fastball. That's on the outside for a called strike, 2. 1-2. Orleans trying to avoid their 4th tie of the summer. The new Cape League rule for 2021, no extra innings. 1-2. Locklear, ground ball foul down the right field line. An emergency swing there. And it's 1-2. The other 3 Eastern Division teams have won tonight. Orleans and YD battling here. The 1-2, high fly ball will hit to right field. Looking up is the right fielder Luttrell at the fence, and he makes the catch. Just shy of the wall, Luttrell makes the play. Everybody in the ballpark thought Locklear had gotten all of it. Instead, there's 2 down. And here comes Julio Marcano, who is the last opportunity now for the Firebirds. First pitch. Marcano swings and fouls one back to the net. 0-1. Orleans will be back against YD tomorrow night. 5 p.m. first pitch, 4:45 pregame from Red Wilson Field in Dennis. 0-1 is a fastball on the outside corner, called strike 2. 0-2. Marcano down to his last strike. Garrett Gillimet is on deck for the Firebirds. If Marcano can reach. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Mclaughlin gets Marcano swinging, and that is it. Mclaughlin with 2 shutout innings. He sets down all 6 Firebirds hitters he faces. And for the 4th time this summer, Orleans has tied a ball game. The final score in this one, YD 3, Orleans 3. And the Firebirds in 4 games against the Red Sox have yet to win. But they will get their chance again tomorrow to salvage one against the Red Sox. It will be on the road. Orleans and YD, the final game of a home-and-home series. Stay tuned for the Birds post-game show. Noah Sears and our sideline reporter will grab a player, and we will grab a player here on our broadcast table as well. And so, meanwhile, the final totals in this one, while we wait for Noah to grab Zack Morris, who was certainly the Birds' baller of the game, but YD with 3 runs on 5 hits, no errors. Orleans with 3 runs on 6 hits, 1 error. And the Firebirds bringing home their 3 runs, 2 of them on solo home runs, one by David Marcano, who's going to be joining us here on the broadcast table, and then one by Luke Keischel, as Noah Searson is standing by now with Zack Morris. Noah, take it away.
Yeah, appreciate it, Gareth. I'm on the sidelines here with Zack Morris. Outstanding outing from you, Zach. But if we take it to the beginning of your outing, it probably didn't start how you would like to. Kind of had that weird play. A guy gets one deep off you, and then they end up getting home off that play. How did you maintain composure, and how mentally were you able to set yourself up for the rest of your outing?
Stuff like that's going to happen. Just when I was going at it, it's just I got to get rid of it. I mean, you can't just live off of one pitch. You just got to keep attacking, just keep going one pitch at a time.
Well, in 5 2/3 innings, that's much longer than you had ever gone at Arkansas. What point did you know you were rolling? Because as you got, second, third inning, it was like, wow, Zach is doing spectacular. 8 strikeouts in the game. So at what point did you know, tonight's my night?
I mean, I really didn't. I was just going one pitch at a time, and it just clicked. And I had all 3 pitches working, and it just felt great to go out there and pitch more innings than what I normally did.
And when you have an outing like this that is a really, really great outing for you, what's one of the biggest things that you try to take away that you can replicate for future outings in the Cape League season, then also next season at Arkansas?
Just the bad things and the good things that happened during the game. I mean, there were some moments in the game where I could have been better, and I thought I did a really good job with the off-speed pitches tonight. So just taking the positives from this game and ditching the negative things, just building off of the positives from this game moving forward, just how I'm going to be better.
5 2/3, 8 strikeouts kept the Firebirds into the game. Zach, thank you so much for your time. Good luck. Get a good night's sleep. We'll see you tomorrow at YD. Guys, I know you guys got another interview, so also send it back to you guys to talk to David Marcano.
All right, thanks so much, Noah. Gareth Kwok alongside NJIT shortstop David Marcano here on the Birds postgame show. David, your summer wasn't really going to start here on the Cape. You're going to be actually taking an internship with the Mets, working in AI and coding. You get the call here, and tonight you hit your first career home run. What was that moment like?
I mean, it's so special for me, especially since I only have 2 home runs for 2021. So I broke my hand in the spring season. So hitting home runs isn't really in my arsenal, but now that I've done rehab and, getting that strength back, it's super special to, hit a home run tonight, especially since, like you said, I wasn't supposed to be here.
What was the moment like when your brother Julio called you up and asked if you were available to come play on the Cape, and what was your reaction when he gave you the call and that you were ready to play?
It was actually quite funny because I had actually accepted a Mets internship 2 days prior to that call, and, I had my sights set on going to New York and working that internship. But, this has been my dream ever since I was a sophomore in high school. So as soon as I got that call, I was like, wow, I guess I'm going to the Cape. So it was an easy choice for me. And I'm, hitting this home run really, it all clicked for me that I did make the right choice.
Well, you got your first home run out of the way, and you and your brother have been playing for forever and playing on NJIT and then here on the Cape. What's that been moment like just to play alongside your brother and spend the summer with him here?
I mean, yeah, like I said, it's a dream come true because, after this spring, I wasn't sure if he was going to get drafted, if that was the last time we were ever going to be on the field together. But now, we're playing on the field together, and I'll cherish every moment until we depart to different teams.
Well, David, big home run for you today, and Orleans and YD tying again, but we'll see you out there tomorrow again against YD in a big game. What's it going to take down YD for the first time?
YD really, they pitch really, backwards, and they got a lot of good off speed. So, being able to go the other way, put the ball in play, and I think we can beat them tomorrow.
David, we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for your time on the postgame show.
No problem.
You're good to go. As David Marcano, thanks again. And Noah Searson's going to try and grab one more guy here. But thanks again to David for taking some time to talk to us after the game. Carlo Jimenez is going to put back on the headset. But Noah Searson is going to be standing by. Looks like pitching coach Matt Troop is with them. Noah, whenever you're ready, take it away.
Yeah, appreciate it, Gareth. So I'm on the sidelines here with the pitching coach for the Orleans Firebirds, Matt Troop. And obviously pitching was the name of the game for the Firebirds tonight. First time all season that you only got 2 guys going the entire game. But we'll start with Max Rajic. He started pretty hot, battled a little bit. But what did you see from him today?
Yeah, I mean, just his adjustment from this last outing. Last outing was actually against YD as well, so we kind of came into this knowing what we needed to work on to have a better opportunity here against them tonight, and he did just that, and that being his curveball. We didn't really have it against YD, which kind of forced us to use a little two-pitch mix, but overall the command just wasn't as sound as his prior two outings leading up into that last one at YD. Whereas today, just out of the chute, was just commanding fastball, glove side, and then being able to put an 0-0 curve, be able to put a cross count curve, and then being able to finish with one in the dirt. And you saw what he was doing there. And then just in that last inning, I mean, it just looked like he kind of ran into being a little bit tired. He was a closer in college, so we're still kind of working him up to be the starter there at UCLA, and that's his goal coming into this. So we're working together on pitch count and trying not to get that thing too high. But he was on. I mean, you're going to look at the line and see those two runs there, but it didn't really tell the story of the outing. It was a real good bounce-back outing for him and a lot to build on moving forward.
Well, and Rajic had the great outing, and in relief, you get the outing from Zack Morris. I doubt the plan today was to go Morris 5 2/3, but I just talked to him, and when you're feeling it, you're feeling it. 8 strikeouts on the day. So for Zack, he was like, I haven't pitched that many pitches since high school, but he was really going today. What did you think out of him?
Yeah, well, first off, I think that you and I need to talk scouting report a little bit more, or at least the plan of what we're doing with the pitchers, because I think I told you prior to it would be like 1 or 2 innings out of Zack at most. But yeah, we need to talk more about that because it's going to turn the 1 and 2 into 5.2. But yeah, I mean, he was on. I just did the numbers real quick. It was 76 total pitches for him, and he told me that's the most since high school. So props to him. But 76 total pitches and 53 for strikes. So he had command. Against the righties, the split change was getting some pretty ugly swings out there, and then being able to use his curveball against the lefties, and then being able to use his kind of fastball 5-spot, getting it up and getting a lot of chases with his fastball. All 3 pitches worked real well, and after every inning, he sat down. How we feeling? How we doing? He kept saying great, and he kept proving that. And even in that last inning when I went to go talk to him, it was more so just to get, get Michael Polk hot in the pen, but just asking how he's doing. He's like, I'm going to finish this thing, and he told me that, and I trusted him in that moment. Nothing spoke otherwise. But yeah, while we're on this, I got to give a shout out to Garrett behind the plate, Gilmet. He called an amazing game, and that's props to him, and obviously our defense as well, backing us up there.
Absolutely, pitching, big part of this outing. Tied, not necessarily what you want to see, but great news is you get YD tomorrow. Rubber match should be a fun one. Coach Troop, thank you so much for your time. See you tomorrow. And guys, that's all I got from the sideline, so I'll send it back to you guys for the conclusion of this broadcast.
All right, thanks so much, Noah. Gareth Kwok alongside Carlo Jimenez here as we wrap things up here on the Birds postgame show. It ends in a tie for the 4th time this summer for the Firebirds, 3-3 the final score, and the second time these two teams have actually tied one another this summer. We had a scoreless tie back in June between Orleans and YD, and now ends 3-3. It was really actually very entertaining game for most of this one, and pitching was really the key, and some timely hitting. And for Orleans, though, I think they're hoping, Carlo, that this won't be they're going to get another chance at YD, but I think the reaction is that they could have definitely had this one as a victory. It just one bad inning really out of the 9 made the difference.
Yeah, he had Julio Marcano at third with 1 out in the 5th, unable to bring him home. That one stings. And besides that, not a whole lot of opportunities for a game-winning run. But the Firebirds, they played well today. The result shows a tie, but they played well. And I think if this team can, continue to have this kind of output night in and night out, I think that will result into a lot more wins down the stretch. So this is a good game, not the result you hope for, but a performance you hope to continue the rest of the way.
And, I mean, it helps that they're going to get YD again tomorrow afternoon. 5 p.m. first pitch. We'll have pregame 4:45. Audio-only broadcast will be on the road from Red Wilson Field in South Yarmouth. So mark your calendars for tomorrow when these two teams face off against each other one more time. Is YD versus Orleans. And for the fourth time this summer, these two teams face off, and Orleans is still yet to win over YD. So it's been this, the curse, you could say, that Orleans has not been able to defeat YD, but they'll get another chance at it tomorrow. And again, stay tuned for our broadcast for tomorrow, 5 o'clock p.m. first pitch, 4:45 pregame, live from Red Wilson Field. We'll have complete coverage of that one. But that's going to do it from us here at Eldridge Park. A 3-3 tie between YD and Orleans. Firebirds, their record goes to 8-8-4 in this one. And for YD, their record goes to 9-8-5. They have 5 ties on the summer. But for my partner, Carl Jimenez, and for our sideline reporter, Noah Searson, and our producer, Matt Schenfeld, and for our entire crew, this is Gareth Kwok saying so long, and we will see you all tomorrow for YD and Orleans, a rematch coming to you tomorrow night. Have a great rest of your Saturday. It ends in a tie, 3-3 from Eldridge Park.